Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. Wisconsin Badgers head football coach Luke Fickell scheduled to appear 1 hour from now on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. On the heels of the Indiana Hoosiers finishing an undefeated season by winning the national championship. Coach Fickell looks ahead to 2026, talks about the state of the Wisconsin football program. Luke Fickell scheduled to appear 1 hour from now on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN. Find the full interview available after the fact on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Wisconsin men's basketball on the road visiting Penn State tonight, 6 o'clock tip, televised on FS1. Women's basketball 63-60 winners over 24th-ranked Nebraska last night at the Kohl Center. Wisconsin women 11-1 this season at home. Bucks fall at Fiserv Forum, 122-102 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Freddy Peralta traded by the Brewers to the Mets.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
It is the Thursday edition, the Luke Fickell scheduled to appear edition. The head coach of the University of Wisconsin Badgers football team will be here to talk transfer portal, NIL, expectations, and the like. The so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, Freddy Peralta, but hello to top-rated prospects? How do Brewers fans feel this morning? We'll ask Jesse Nelson, son of Usher George, edition. And the Alshonard Harris has one of the most iconic plays in Packers history. Could he be the next Packers defensive coordinator? Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can customize, you can get everything you want from it, and you can find it in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jace Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from his undisclosed location, I'll be honest, I didn't watch any of the Bucs game after about mid-second quarter, after they rallied to cut a 20-some point deficit to like 15. I don't know if it got any better or not, but this guy would know.
It didn't.
Because he was there for SGCSK, whatever initials he's got. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not as tired as I thought I'd be.
Oh, my God. You sound awesome. just as predicted.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you sound great. You predicted yesterday that you might not sound great. Not as bad as I feel fantastic. But
No,
you sound great. Better than I expected.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little. I could feel the congestion building up. It's over for the Bucks with Giannis. It's done. I had last night. It was as bad as it just was bad. Like the environment was. I've always told you, going to Fiserv, that atmosphere is top notch. Like it is great. And last night was lethargic. We got there right at tip. And it was like 10-0 before you even looked up.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
It never changed. It never changed. Like SGA, every time it was like they were toying with the Milwaukee Bucks last night. Oh, you're going to get it to 16. Oh, that's cute. We'll put it back to 22. And Giannis and Doc, and it felt like, lethargic was the word I would continue to throw out. Giannis is only shooting like 10 shots. Like, my prize picks didn't have a chance. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, going more on 27.5 points. What an idiot. SGA, no sweat, bing, bang, boom.
And then the first
he
quarter.
had his number by the third quarter. But it just felt like, and then I listened to Justin on my drive home very late last night, and it just feels like it's over. Like it feels like it's like I don't know if something's going to happen before the trade deadline. I don't know, but this felt like that's a wrap. That's how I felt last night. And maybe I'm crazy, but that's how it felt.
Yeah, I don't. This is not my area of expertise, but I saw Windy because the game was on ESPN, and there was another game on before it. I can't remember who it was. Because it was rivalry week.
Cavs Hornets. Cavs Hornets rivalry.
Yeah. Huge rivalry from what I understand. And then Windy said they're headed for there's no doubt they're headed for a divorce or something along those lines.
You want to hear what he said? We have it here.
Perf. Yeah, let's hear Windy talking about Giannis and the Bucks.
I don't really want to antagonize the Bucks fans. I really don't mean to irritate them. It's almost like a couple that everybody in the league thinks is going to get divorced. They don't know if they're going to get divorced by Easter, if they're going to get divorced by July 4th. But in the league, the teams do believe this is going to be a divorce. And I know what Giannis is on the record is saying. I know what Doc is on the record is saying. The Bucks, to my knowledge, are still not taking phone calls on Giannis. They're only making outgoing calls. Having said that, I can just tell you that the teams are poised, thinking that this could end up being a separation at some point.
I have never been
We've
divorced.
heard that movie before, though.
I don't want to be divorced.
Haven't we heard that before?
Do you decide on the timing of divorces based on holidays? I didn't know that. Well, I think we're probably going to be divorced by Easter or the 4th of July or maybe Arbor Day.
Well, you don't divorce like a day before Christmas.
Well, no, you can't do that, of course. I don't know. Maybe they're staying together for the kids. Look, we've heard that from national media types. They're missing pieces. They're playing poorly. I don't know. I don't know enough about Giannis and how he's playing. I haven't watched that many games. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know how engaged he is. I know he's pretty pissed when they booed him at home, and he booed him back. Go boo in the Fiserv Forum, and they did, and he responded. Yeah, it feels icky right now. I don't know if the relationship will be salvaged. I don't know. They don't have trial separations as an option. So, again, I don't know what's going to happen, but for you to come on a day that we're talking to Luke Fickell, the Packers are looking for a defensive coordinator, the Brewers traded Freddy Peralta, I would say it's not
Pat Murphy in the house last night. Pat Murphy was in the house last night.
Did you tell him Jesse said hello and
I didn't.
to stay on the hot seat for
Did he
him?
have a pocket pancake?
I didn't ask.
For you to start where you did tells me that it was palpable, the vibe in the building.
Yeah. Everybody felt it. It wasn't just me, or I was with Scals and a partner, and it was everybody felt the same way. Like the place just, for whatever reason, and I don't know all of the backstory and everything else that's going on, but this was. I'll be shocked. When is the trade deadline? When is the divorce?
February 5th.
When did you say? Is it
February 5th.
That's not that far away.
I think he'll be traded by then. That's what I think.
Okay. As the man who called Dame time.
Yeah.
As the man who called that, do you have what are they? My problem with that prediction is what are they going to get for him? Because if they get a bunch of scraps and expiring contracts or whatever it might be, I'm worried that we're going to be reliving the purple era of Bucks basketball, which was largely them not being any good at all.
I don't know. I don't know what you get. I'm guessing, you're watching Oklahoma City last night. They trade Paul George for the best player in basketball and 100 picks. And if you're telling me Giannis is only going to get you a couple of expiring contracts and Karl Anthony Towns or something like that, I'm out.
Right.
I'd rather just watch this.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And wait until the offseason, but I don't know what will be better then. So that's that's your guy. He'll have to figure that out. But all I know is what we're watching and listening to Giannis after the game. I'm not sure any of that's tenable. So I don't know. I don't know how that will shake itself out. But it's over. I have been sitting here. This feels for realsies that it's over.
So how does that impact your enjoyment of your trip to the basketball game when the vibe is like that?
Well, I was thinking last night, this could have been the last game. Giannis, and I could say I was at Giannis's last game. Now, they play again Friday, so that's a pretty quick turnaround. But that's what I kind of thought.
Maybe he doesn't play with load management. That stays a bit. So it sounds like to some degree, because our guy, Stephen True, otherwise known as Homer, was talking last season about get to the Fiserv Forum because you may not see him again. And while his timeline might not have been precise, it sounds like he was onto something. And it's just gotten worse since then. So if you want to see Giannis, his advice was probably pretty good. Go see him while you can.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you this. If you want to see him again, you better get there Friday. Maybe he's playing. I don't know. But, yeah, it felt like I can't really explain it. It was this it was a weird environment because I'm telling you, it's normally the only time people got excited was Bango hit a half-court shot backwards.
Oh, nice.
And it was right at the buzzer. He missed like 30 of them. And then the guys I was sitting next to, I was telling him about Red Panda, and he had no idea who Red Panda was. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking? Like, everybody knows Red Panda, right? You don't know Red Panda?
I know who Red Panda is. That's the woman on the unicycle with the plates.
Yeah,
and
she
stuff.
had a 30 for 30. Yeah, she lost her bike.
Are we
all right with this? Are we all right with this? Because we're not going anywhere anyways. Like, we stink. Like, our team's not very good.
First of all,
did you know there's a Peter Vance? I had Nance. There's a Peter Nance. You guys gave me grief about not knowing Rollins last year. I thought this was Larry Nance's kid shooting threes and directing traffic last night. Turns out his name is Pete. Pete Vance.
Wait, is his last name Nance or Vance? Is he related
Nance.
to Larry
I keep
Nance
saying
or
Vance.
the
Nance.
vice president?
Yeah, Pete Nance.
Nance. Yes, Nance.
I got to be honest. How far down the depth chart is Pete?
Well, he was one of our best players last night, so not that far down.
Boy, that's not great.
Miles Turner is in a nice letter jacket, like a high school letter jacket. It was a scene, man. Thanasis got in the game last night, played 3 or 4 minutes.
I was listening to Dave Kane and Justin Garcia on my drive back from Whitewater last night, and they were talking about how SGA doesn't play a lot of fourth quarters because the Thunder are up by so much, and Giannis hasn't played a bunch of fourth quarters because the Bucks have been down by so much. And I thought that was A sad dichotomy between those two superstars. Rivalry week.
Yeah, the guy that I saw playing whose game I was unfamiliar with was Cole Anthony. Also wasn't familiar with his work.
Last night.
Yeah.
Got a lot of run.
So I learned a lot.
Some would say too much run.
Pete Nance. Do you know where Pete Nance went to college?
No.
Mountain West School, I think, right?
Not unless Northwestern moved out of Chicago.
Oh. Huh.
So again,
right.
He's a Northwestern guy, huh?
They
smart.
now on rosters they put last attended.
Yeah,
because
smart.
guys move around so much. So that's interesting. Yeah. Pete Nance. This has been your Bucks Minute. We've got Luke Fickell coming up. And, oh, by the way, one of Tausch's old teammates, which I had heard this yesterday during our show, but it was reported now by Adam Schefter that Al Shenard Harris, who was unhappy with his contract in 2006, and Mike McCarthy thought that a young reporter, although not that young even then, had made up the story and didn't have good sources. He interviewed yesterday. The interviews are heating up for the defensive coordinator job. Jonathan Gannon reportedly coming in today and interviewing further into tomorrow, which is interesting. We will get into all of that, and of course Jim Leonard eligible to begin interviewing again on Monday, whether the Broncos win or lose. We will get into all that coming up after Tausch tells us about the Pete Nance of Windows. Gina Della.
For your New Year's resolution, the sky is the limit. Pella's 0 interest for 4 years finance offer. No payments, no interest, 4 years. Think of everything you can do in 4 years. You can go to 4 different schools. You can get a college degree. You can raise your toddler till they're ready for school. Start your own journey toward meeting your personal goals and enjoy Pella's highest quality products with exclusive features custom made for your home. This deal does end on January 31st, so schedule your free consultation today. PellaWI.com.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution, and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. But you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
At Associated Bank, we know running a business is tough enough, so our business is making your business banking easy. That's why we make sure it speaks your language. Business and consumer-linked accounts? How about all your banking all in one place with one login account? $50 overdraft grace zone? Think of it as a I never said I was a CFO grace zone. And maintenance fee-free account? Well, free is always good. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/yougotthis. Member FDIC.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Pro Volleyball is back in Madison. The 2026 Love Madison schedule is here. Setter of the Year Lauren Carlini and hometown favorite Claire Chaussee return to the court, ready to lead a powerhouse lineup of world-class talent. Get ready for non-stop action. Every serve, every volley, and every win, right here in Madison. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the unforgettable moments all season long. Visit lovb.com to check out the full schedule and secure your seats today. Volleyball is the next major league.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Gruber Law Offices, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Call us today if you've been injured. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
We're on the Packers.
It's never been about beating the Bears or the Vikings. It's about winning a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
There is an intensity deficit, and there won't be now.
Great.
Those days are gone.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher was on the field that cold January day in 2004. Well, he was on the sideline when the actual play occurred, however. When Al Harris, we want the ball and we're going to score. Matt Hasselbeck, still can't believe they put that picture up in his room at Lodge Kohler when he booked his stay there. You were there. You know Al very well. One of our Poor Man's Packers podcast, I think is the podcast. Avid listener to the program. Found a sound graph. Did it himself.
Oh, he got all that Domofsky sound graph shine, too.
Oh, is that right? Same one?
Yeah.
We're getting some free labor from Poor Man's Packers podcast. We appreciate
just perfect
that
for you.
Them. Yeah, appreciate it.
But he tracked down, and it was amazing because I was like, I know Charles Woodson said on our show that he couldn't believe that Al went into coaching. And then, literally while I was looking for it, there it was, tweeted right at me. So thank you for your service. But Al Harris has been coaching now for over a decade in the NFL. Started in 2013 with Andy Reid with the Chiefs. And now here we are interviewing him for the Packers' vacant defensive coordinator position. Tausch, what was your immediate reaction, since I know you and Al are not just friends, but obviously former teammates too?
Yeah, I'm excited for him. I think he's put in his time. I echo Charles's first thoughts when he got into coaching, because it felt like he was more instinctual as a player. But that just goes to show you get into it, and he has obviously got a great passion for it. The guys seem to really rally, both when he was in Dallas and obviously with Chicago this year. Created a ton of turnovers, which for all of the Jeff Hafley love, that was the big downfall this year, was that we didn't create. How many touchdowns did we have this year non-offensive? The Green Bay Packers.
Let me get you that information.
Is it zero?
I'm trying to think of one.
I'm trying to think. Did we have a pick six or a scoop and score? Or we definitely didn't have any special teams touchdowns.
No, definitely not.
We gave some up.
Your Green Bay Packers scoring, Josh Jacobs with 14 touchdowns, Romeo Doubs, Tucker Kraft, Christian Watson with 6 apiece, Emmanuel Wilson with 3, Dontavion Wicks and Malik Willis with 2, and then 1 each for John Fitzpatrick, Bo Melton, Jaden Reed, Josh Wiley, and Savion Williams. I don't think Bo Melton's was a pick 6 because I don't think he ever actually played on defense this season. So the answer to your question is 0.
Guess how many Seattle, who's in the NFC Championship game?
6.
Guess how many they have? 8.
Well, it's even more.
8.
That's a lot.
When you're talking about Al interviewing with Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers, I know there's some pushback in Packer Twitterverse. I just was looking through it before the show, and he doesn't have any experience, and he doesn't. Yeah, it's all fair. Mm-hmm. But if I recall, Diggsy, who we just cut, everybody was excited about Trayvon Diggs and what that's going to look like next year, and he got $550,000 for 1 snap against the Vikings. He had a heck of a run with Al Harris in Dallas, picking passes off, whatnot.
11 interceptions, yeah.
That's where I would say I think Matt LaFleur is going to go more veteran than Al, but I love the fact that Al is climbing the ranks, and, it's just like the Pro Bowl in a lot of cases as a coach. You kind of got to go through the process, learn some things, and get your name and your brand out there, and then as you keep putting up good things wherever you're at, you end up getting that opportunity. So for as much as I'd love to sit here and tell you Al Harris is going to be the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, I think that's a long shot, but I would love it if it did, because I think some of the things that we're lacking is where he's really strong, and that's creating turnovers.
That's a great point by you, as Alex Strofe likes to say. Why do you think, and do you agree, that going veteran is the way to go, or is the way that Matt LaFleur will go? And I'm curious what that looks like, because, look, we love us some Jim Leonard. He's never been an NFL defensive coordinator. He's an assistant head coach. He's a defensive passing game coordinator. He's been an interim head coach in college. By the way, the last guy that they hired was never an NFL defensive coordinator either. And I think he was only a defensive coordinator at the college level, like for 1 year with the Ohio State University, and he was a co-defensive coordinator. And he was pretty damn good, that Jeff Hafley fella. Now he's a head coach in the NFL. So I don't know if those chunks of a resume are vital, but what makes you think that Matt LaFleur might go that way?
It just feels that way to me. When you have a group that has matured, and now I really think the Micah Parsons part of this, and you're going to have some time for growth, but this is going to need to be like the urgency. I said yesterday, the days of grace are over. And I believe that. There's no, you saw that Buffalo Bills press conference was an utter disaster yesterday.
Sure looked like
utter disaster. I do think that there's a sense of urgency here now that we haven't seen, and I think when you have that, you want to make sure there's the tricky part is, do you balance it with somebody young and up and coming that maybe there's some growing pains? I don't think you can afford to do that if you're Matt. And that's why I just think he's going to go more veteran, whether it's Raheem Morris or old boy that he's interviewing, the old ball coach from Arizona, Gannon. It just feels like that's the road Matt LaFleur is going to go down. Maybe I'll be wrong, but that's the way it feels.
Is there, and I have no idea what Matt LaFleur's plan is. He's obviously casting a wide net, just as he did the last 2 times. I think he interviewed 10 total candidates when he landed on Joe Barry. And I think he interviewed 7 total, including Jeff Hafley the last time. Is there any reason to think that you like where the style of play, you like the philosophy you played, let's keep it in-house and promote a guy like Ryan Downard, who is Hafley's protege, or is that too risky in your mind?
I would not do that. I think for as much as everybody loved Jeff Hafley, and I kind of went through the whole process the other day, and
yes, you did.
Some people agreed with me, some people didn't. I don't think what you're looking for right now is status quo. If anything, if I'm Matt LaFleur, I'm looking at it like, yeah, we did some good things, but there is not a doubt in my mind he is going to look at offensive line play and why are we not creating turnovers. Those have to be your 2 biggest what went wrong this season for his team. And if you go status quo, and I know those guys do all these different ball drills and stripping and sacking, and they do all this stuff.
Lights and siren.
Well, you need to see it pay off. And so I think if you end up hiring someone on the staff already, maybe the players would love that. Maybe they wouldn't. But I would think you'd want another voice working with some of those guys on your staff and bringing that all together. That's what I would think.
Again, we will have to wait and see how many people get interviews. I was talking with, and I want to get to this next, and we can talk about Freddy Peralta being traded a little bit later. Alex Strofe, the host of Mr. Irrelevant, producer of KBN, my setup man on Weekly Wilde, which is what we were recording this morning. He's frustrated that there hasn't been more change yet in terms of coaching staff changes. And I want to talk about that on our show because I pushed back on him pretty hard in terms of the timing. I want to get into that coming up after I tell you, if you want to make a change with your bank, switch to Associated Bank. I've been telling you about them for a decade. They have been great to Paula and the girls and I. And by the way, they have the best customer service in the industry. So, yeah, sign up for Badgers checking to show your cardinal and white colors. Sign up for Packers checking for your green and gold colors. Or sign up for Brewers checking, even if you called for the manager to be fired at one point. But more importantly, you get the best customer service in the industry. They've got the awards to prove it, whether it's early pay, whether it's credit monitoring, whether it's fraud protection, and most importantly, those roots. It's not branches that make a bank local, it's roots.
Yeah.
And their roots
That's
are
a great
deep
one.
in Wisconsin. So go to AssociatedBank.com
That's
to find out more.
What is that avenue that does all the avenues? Is it Madison Avenue? That's
Madison Avenue.
Wilde right there.
Yeah.
That's Madison Avenue
branches
Wilde.
and roots, trees, branches, bank branches.
Strong.
Yeah. Savvy. I didn't come up with that. I can't take credit for it. I just love it. Just like I love talking to Mark Tauscher, has there been too much foot dragging? That's how Strofe feels. And I don't want to put his business out on the street, but I didn't understand it. We'll talk about it next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Chalmers Jewelers is hosting our annual Wedding Band Trunk Show, and you don't want to miss it.
Join us February 20th in Madison and the 21st and 22nd in Middleton.
Our wedding band vendors will be in-house, bringing their entire collections, featuring styles and designs you won't normally see.
This is your chance to find the band that tells your story. But appointments are filling up fast, so reserve your spot today.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
What was that?
It was just me or, I got such a bargain. Poorly constructed sofa falling apart.
I just bought you.
Yeah, well, I did just turn 3, I mean, at 67 in sofa years. I am so ready to retire and move to Miami.
I knew I should have listened to my mother and bought that other sofa from Steinhoffel's. It was so strong and comfy.
Tired of furniture that doesn't hold up to its end of the bargain? Steinhoffel's has quality furniture for every style and budget. Relax. It's Steinhoffel's.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and your seat at the table just got better at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Return to Hard Rock Casino Rockford's high-limit room, where the odds are in your favor. With enhanced game rules, including blackjack, where the dealer stands on soft 17, you'll enjoy better odds, faster play, and the kind of authentic high-limit action that sets Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Visit the high-limit room and rediscover your game on your terms, in your rhythm, and with your edge at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
It's a top 10 matchup on Tuesday Night Hoops. The number 2 ranked team in the greater Madison area, the Edgewood Crusaders, square off with the 9th ranked Mount Horeb Vikings. Myself and the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, have the call. Tip-off is 7:15 with pregame coverage beginning at 6:45, Tuesday the 27th, on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Join before January 31st to get the lowest rates of 2026. Make sure you join the Princeton Club for a better tomorrow.
We're on the Packers.
We were in the postseason what we were all throughout the regular season.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
A good team that couldn't put 4 quarters together.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
We'll get to the Freddy Peralta trade later in the program. We'll also get to the head coach of the University of Wisconsin football team, Luke Fickell, scheduled to appear at the top of the hour at 10 a.m. We look forward to that. But first, look, Tausch, I love Strofe. He is a fan, as many people are, wired differently than me. But he's a really smart guy, talented, really smart. But he said something while we were recording Weekly Wilde, which you can find on our YouTube channels, and obviously we played over the air on the weekend on a few of our various platforms. He wanted more change in the coaching staff, and he wanted it done already. What are we waiting for? Well, we didn't even know if Matt LaFleur was necessarily going to be here. And they had to make sure that they got that deal done. They still don't have the extensions for Russ Ball and Goody done. So if there are changes, it kind of feels like this week and next week would be when those would come if Matt LaFleur, who we have talked about is loyal to a fault, actually decides to fire anyone from his staff. Am I being too hard on young Alex, thinking that his impatience is a little ridiculous?
Yeah. I think you are being too hard. Now, here's the deal, and this is what I don't know. LaFleur got extended last Saturday.
Correct.
That's when the news broke. Whether
Correct.
or not that was exactly when or if it was Thursday or Friday, whatever. If he is going to make a big move, a la new offensive coordinator, new O-line coach, and or new special teams coach, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Are guys getting snapped up? Now, because Matt LaFleur, I'm assuming, was preparing and working that week before he got extended as thinking he was going to be extended.
You would think so.
So he had to have, after his exit interviews with his players, he had to have started thinking about, okay, what is my plan moving forward? Because as I tell you every day, this league comes at you fast.
You do say
so
that
if
a lot.
it does, you need to move fast as well. Because it makes me believe, and I don't know if this will be accurate, it's not like you're replacing a quarterback coach, which is more, not that it's an entry-level job, but it is. If you're going to do an offensive coordinator, they're already talking there's not enough offensive coordinators available for the guys' jobs that are open. So if he decides to move on from Steno, maybe he's got somebody in-house that he likes and he's thinking about that. But, yeah, this league, you can't sit around and wait and just think something's going to fall into your lap. You got to go get it. So I don't necessarily disagree. Now, again, I don't know Matt's thoughts on this. It feels as if, listening to you, that the old vibes, Mr. Vibes, the culture, what did you call him? The culture coach, or what was it?
I didn't call him that. You did. The culture coordinator.
You said he's all about the culture. Everybody loves him.
Right, but
okay.
you're the one who gave him his new title.
And if you're going to keep him at special teams coach, yeah. But special teams coaches are getting snapped up. New staffs are getting hired. And if you're going to make changes, it doesn't behoove you to wait another 2 or 3 weeks. So I actually agree with Stroh.
So I think he is methodically going through what he wants to do with different people. Obviously, the defensive side of the ball, as we have seen, sometimes you hire a coordinator and he keeps the last guy's people, right? Other times, the coordinator comes in and suddenly now you've got an entirely different defensive staff, right? So that on that side of the ball is up in the air. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, maybe, having been in this position himself to some degree, maybe Matt LaFleur is thinking that Jeff Hafley is take Steno with him, which would mean he wouldn't have to fire Steno if that was what he wanted to do. Now, I don't have any indication that
What does that have to do with Matt LaFleur? Obviously he cares for Steno, but that can't be your top worry.
Because Matt LaFleur was going to be fired, reportedly, allegedly, by the Tennessee Titans and Mike Vrabel. And Mike Vrabel held off on it until he saw if Matt LaFleur was going to get a head coaching job.
Oh, he did him a solid.
Yeah.
He did him a solid.
So,
and they still don't like each other.
Well, I don't know if he dislikes Vrabel as much as he dislikes Ben Johnson at this point or not. Again, not a grudge holder.
Ben Johnson's at the top of the hit. He needs to be at the top of the hit list.
He should be. He better be.
No, he has to
so again, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe, has Jeff Hafley talked? Jeff Hafley had to have talked to Matt LaFleur on his way out the door about, hey, these are the guys that I would like to take with me. How do you feel about it? And them going back and forth on that, right? That would be courtesy?
I would think so, but maybe Matt LaFleur's like, hey, here are the guys I want you to take with you.
Hey, I hear you need an offensive line coach. Hey, you know who's really good with culture? Maybe you should take Rich. He can help you set the culture down there. Again, there's a lot of things I'm sure going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. I just thought with the uncertainty of his job status, yes, he could continue operating under the guise of, I'm going to be the coach. But, like, could he have really fired someone last week?
Yeah.
I guess he could have.
Why not?
Not knowing for certain if you were going to be the coach.
No, not last week, but Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today's Thursday.
Today is Thursday, yeah.
5 days? 5 days in the offseason?
Where did you hear
months.
that there's a offensive coordinator shortage?
All I heard is there's a lot of, because McDaniel was wanted by everybody, supposedly. He goes to the Chargers, and it's more of an inexperience.
Yeah.
And there's not the young hot shots that I think everybody kind of thought. Now, again, that's the outside world. That's the media saying that. I'm certain these coaches know. Like the one young dude from Jacksonville, everybody's trying to hire him as the head coach. He'd be, I'm assuming offensive coordinator-wise, he'd stay with Liam Cohen if he doesn't get a head job. So that's where that came from. And whether or not that's true or not, I'm just telling you what I saw.
Okay.
Because I'm an observer and an analyst. I'm not a reporter.
I've heard that about you. I knew that wasn't original reporting from you. I figured you saw it somewhere.
Okay,
I was just curious.
I know you're a big J guy, so I just wanted to make sure you understood.
And you're an old T guy. You're also an Annex Wealth Management guy as well. Are you not?
Last week we had the great webinar with the good Dr. Brian Jacobson. We had a lot of things to navigate through, and you know what? New Year's resolutions, some of them crash and burn. Sometimes it's a lack of discipline. A lot of times it's bad advice. You hear things. You're on social media, and you see, this is going. Well, we had a great conversation last week. Learned a lot about commodities prices, bonds, all of the different things. You need to have an expert. You need to talk to an expert, and Annex Wealth Management has a great team of experts that will help you deal with your money, your earnings, your investments. Go talk to the experts at Annex. I've been over there. It is a beautiful space. It is information galore. You can take as much in as you want, and the experts will help you decipher it so you can listen through and talk to your financial goals with the experts at Annex Wealth Management.
We're going to get ready to talk to Luke Fickell, the Badgers head football coach. He's scheduled to appear at the top of the hour. We'll get ready next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. If you're still working on your New Year's resolutions, right now, congrats! You've officially made it past Quitter's Day. More than 70% of people give up by now, so take your win. Iron Jock wants to reward you. From now through January 27th, our listeners can get 30% off any Iron Jock purchase over $75 when you use promo code ESPN30. And you also score a free 3-pack of Iron Jock socks at $25 value. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. From worst to first, Indiana's triumphant run to college football prominence, sparking a big question. Can the Hoosier model be replicated? Badger great and co-host of Wilde and Tausch, Mark Tauscher, seeing this as a start of a new wave. While off-field processes need retooling, Tausch on the effects this could have on college football.
Now, instead of it being 5 to 8 teams, maybe, there now is hope. There's still going to be the power players, but what we saw last night will be the beginning of a new era.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
Happy New Year and happy new engagement. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. You have heard me talk about corporate, fundraising, and even casino events, but we are also amazing wedding DJs. Never cheesy and always the perfect fit for the perfect couple. Please let us help you narrate your wedding day love story while playing an amazing soundtrack that will rock your dance floor. Create lifelong memories of your one special day. Do it right and do it with celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
There's no chill on the deals at Metro Ford of Madison. Right now, get into a 2025 Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR for up to 66 months plus $2,000 retail bonus cash. Looking for something sporty? Check out the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport with 3.9% APR up to 66 months, $2,500 bonus cash. Or lease for $319 a month with $38.49 due at signing. But hurry, offer ends February 2nd. Visit MetroFordofMadison.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris go inside Bucks training camp. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
What's it like to have a 20-plus year business technology relationship with James Imaging Systems? Listen to Doug Brown, Assistant Executive Director with the Dane County Humane Society.
It feels like having an extra person on our own team that's coming to take care of us.
Tell us more.
Their ability to help us with our problems, whether it's proactively planning to prevent problems or when a problem arises, they're always right here to help us get things going again.
So the benefit of working with James Imaging Systems?
It's one less thing to worry about. It just makes us feel like we're in good hands, makes us feel like we have somebody who is on our side and genuinely trying to help us accomplish our daily tasks.
Doug, would you recommend James to others?
I would 100% recommend James Imaging Systems to anybody who is looking for somebody to help them with their copiers, their printers, their services on their existing equipment. We've been happy for decades.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
At the top of the hour, Badgers head coach Luke Fickell. Tausch, did you go to that press conference where they announced all the transfer portal people?
I think, wasn't it during the show yesterday?
I don't know what time it was.
It was at like 11 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah,
so the answer would be no then.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Jesse, was I over there or not? I don't remember.
I think you were here yesterday. Yeah.
I did listen to it.
During the show? How did you manage to multitask?
Explains the 11 o'clock hour.
No, my 11 o'clock hour was dynamite yesterday. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I listened to it on my drive down to the Bucks game last night, and a couple of things I'm super interested in finding out from Luke is, obviously, the planning and prep prior to the portal opening, I think, was huge because it seemed as if, and he mentioned, you get some guys, you don't get some other guys, but the guys, and I did my hit with Jim, Matt, and Molly with only Jim and Riley there last night, and Riley kind of brought up a couple of good points. It's close the gap, which I thought mind the gap, which is over in London. You got to mind the gap when you're jumping on the tube.
Oh.
Close the gap talent-wise, and then everybody is here because they chose to be here. And I love that quote. Now, how you go and get that chemistry and get that buy-in when you're talking about 50 new players between portal and freshmen on this team, that's a heck of a challenge, man. Like, there is change always, and in the college football ranks, change is it's crazy. how you get that. And he's got a new, they're training differently. They're going to look at some new approaches. But that is the biggest challenge is how do you get a bunch of cats that are coming from different places? Everybody's got different goals, and there's not the same of we know this place. They have to learn all of that. They have to get all of that tied in.
Yes.
And you have, 4 months till training camp? Maybe it's a little bit longer than that, 5 or 6 months. But you have this time frame to get there. I wanted to avoid that because I think it's dead.
I thought we left it in 2025. Yeah.
Those are huge challenges. Then the other question is expectation game. That's a delicate thing, right? Because last year it didn't feel like there were any expectations because of the schedule. Thank God there weren't any expectations because it wasn't great. But I feel like this is going to be more like his first year when he first got here, where the expectations are higher. And whether or not that is going to be what it's going to be remains to be seen. But I definitely, just the tone of what Luke had to say yesterday, and it felt like he feels a lot better about this group heading into this long journey to get his football team ready to go play Notre Dame up at Lambeau Field.
Do you think that he, and I don't know if you're going to ask him about this or if I'll have the pleasure of doing so, do you think he agrees with the Mark Tauscher theory of hope's a hell of a thing, as Andy Dufresne would say, that the Indiana's success and the speed with which they turn things around is applicable to his own program? Because 50 guys that are new is fascinating to me.
That's a great question.
Good, I've got that written down right here.
I don't know why anyone wouldn't feel that way, especially if you're not one of the upper echelon programs from this season. They're all going through the same thing we're going through. Maybe not to the same degree, but everybody has the same challenges. It's just identifying talent, and then I think one of the other things, and I know, he brought in a new O-line coach. He brought in another, somebody to help out in the secondary. So you have all that. You realize coaching and developing these guys and getting them on the same page quickly, that is of utmost importance to get out there and be able to play at a high level.
One thing that I don't want to say concerns me, but I would be curious how he navigates this. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, and we'll get ready to talk to him in a few minutes. It feels like, and this was part of the messaging from the school and the athletic department, that more money spent and allocated resource-wise should lead to more success, right? It's almost, I'm not saying you're buying wins, because that's a little bit oversimplified, but it's so different than the college landscape he played in and that he coached in when he took Cincinnati to the college football playoff. What else do you have to do well to succeed besides spend wisely and spend lavishly?
Develop an identification of talent. And I think that's where Curt Cignetti really got it right. I don't know how much money they've spent. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the gap, mind the gap, I don't think that gap is going to be an excuse or a reason. There's always going to be somebody with a little bit more.
Yep.
Ohio State will always have more. Mm-hmm. But Indiana beat them. So I don't know who else beat. Miami beat them, and I would bet that Ohio State spent more. Mm-hmm. I would bet that Georgia spent more. So LSU spends a ton, and they spent $60 million on a coach that ain't even there anymore. So
also
money
true.
gets you in the door, as Brad Childress would say. It gives you a chance to have a chance, but it comes down to getting a cohesive unit, having the talent that is there that you have developed at the highest you can. And the unfortunate part is you don't have a lot of time. There's not going to be a ton of developmental stuff. It is ready-made and getting guys in the system that fit and get them coached up so that they can execute it. And that puts a lot on the coaching staff. There's a reason everybody was glazing Cignetti. It's because those are the things he figured out.
That's
why he took a moribund franchise to a playoff one year and to a 16-0 national championship the other year. It wasn't because they spent all this money and got 5-star talent. I don't even know how many 5-star talented guys there are on that team. There's some, but it wasn't as if it was a field littered with all this great talent. They found ways to win, and they did it with having the right guys coached up in the right way.
When it comes to closing the gap, 4 of the Badgers' 8 losses last season were to college football playoff teams.
Yep.
Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon, and Alabama. The combined score was 124-28. So there is a gap to be closed. It will not be closed in 1 year, but I am eager for him to discuss what exactly closing the gap looks like while being eager to succeed while also being realistic. So we will talk to him coming up here momentarily. Want to remind you, am I catching whatever you have from your trip to the Bucks game? A little bit coffee here. I want to remind you about the ESPN app, which I have loaded onto all of our iPads so you can watch games, which whoever's iPad you're using, obviously on all of our phones and on our TVs, and you can do it as well because when a trophy is raised, it may feel like the season is over, but not on the ESPN app. No. It never really is because with more than 47,000 live events, plus those originals that you know I love. I got to watch the Red Panda 30 for 30. I didn't know she had one. You can also watch highlights and coverage from every corner of the sports world. There's always something to dive into. No off season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app for your TV or your phone today. Badgers head coach Luke Fickell joins us in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. If you're still working on your New Year's resolutions, right now, congrats! You've officially made it past Quitter's Day. More than 70% of people give up by now, so take your win. Iron Jock wants to reward you. From now through January 27th, our listeners can get 30% off any Iron Jock purchase over $75 when you use promo code ESPN30. And you also score a free 3-pack of Iron Jock socks at $25 value. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison. 4 generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Wisconsin Badgers head football coach Luke Fickell scheduled to appear coming up in just a few moments on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Looking ahead to 2026 for the Wisconsin football team, reflecting on the Indiana Hoosiers winning the national championship and more. Head coach Luke Fickell scheduled to appear next on Wilde and Tausch. A busy day in Wisconsin sports all around the state. Al Harris, former Packers corner, interviewing for the defensive coordinator job yesterday up in Titletown. Speculation continues on who will fill that role. Wisconsin men's basketball in action tonight, 6 o'clock tip on the road at Penn State. Wisconsin's been hot, the first team outside receiving votes of the top 25 this week. Women's basketball, another home victory. They're 11-1 at the Kohl Center this season, knocking off 24th-ranked Nebraska 63-60 last night. Worst news for the Milwaukee Bucks, 122-102. They fall at home to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Luke Fickell coming up on Wilde and Tausch.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. We will talk to Luke Fickell in moments. Tausch, as you listened on your drive down for your Bucks game, which was thoroughly enjoyable, at least you were with people you like, even if the game itself was not that enjoyable. I think the number is 32 players from the portal at this point. Was there anything that you heard that got you really excited? Like, okay, this is one of those moves that I'm like, all right, I can't wait to see this guy at fall camp.
Yeah, I just think there's a lot of talent that was brought in. And again, you can get excited about it. And I think, for everybody that wants to be all crusty and, it's January. Like, we can get through the process. It feels as if there was a really good plan in place, and they worked their tails off to execute that and get guys on campus and get them signed. The guys they really targeted early, it felt as if they obviously, Luke also mentioned, didn't get everybody he wanted. That's to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
But it just feels as if there was a really nice talent infusion that we were able to bring in, and now, again, it's going to come down to developing them and coaching them up and getting them to be a cohesive unit in a relatively short period of time.
So I was reading the State Journal's coverage this morning, and I read about Lucas Simmons, who's an offensive tackle that is transferring from Florida State, who had dinner with Joe Thomas.
Okay.
I was expecting to see your name in there. Are you not used as a recruiting tool? Did you not? You didn't have dinner with anyone that to help the cause? Is that not your role?
Me not having dinner helped the cause.
So what you're saying is the less you can do.
Hey,
whatever the more
it takes,
you can
right?
do. I do think, and this is just the vibe I get. Tell me if I'm wrong. That it does feel like the smart play is using people like Joe and you, and I do think it sounds like that is another aspect to the mentality here, is to try and utilize the high-profile alumni that are so good.
I just think the big thing is to highlight all of the great things that this university has at its disposal. I mean, that's also part of it. And it's not – money is always going to be the driver, but there's other things that you look at, and all of these guys that are coming have goals and aspirations to be in the NFL. Whether or not they're going to get there, we'll find out. But to showcase that in a guy that's an 11-time All-Pro and a Hall of Famer, that's a pretty good way to set that up.
Did number 140, the walk-on, and did he have goals to get to the NFL? Let us begin. Now, wait a minute. Is On Wisconsin royalty free? Can we play that, Jesse?
No, we cannot play. I can play you this.
No, that's got royalties.
Okay. Joining us now, he is the head coach at the University of Wisconsin. He is Luke Fickell on Wilde and Tausch. Luke, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're great. We got to start here, though. You talk about closing the gap. What about closing the gap in terms of the quality of your radio color analyst? We all know Matt LePay is phenomenal. Do you feel good about where you are closing the gap in terms of people that give insight during the radio broadcasts of your games?
Well, I've been trying to have a pecking order, and unfortunately, that's a little further down the pecking
Priority
order of
list.
things that. Yeah. I mean, like, I've been told to stay in my lane, and I've kind of recognized where that is. But Matt LePay is phenomenal, and I would praise him. Anything else beyond that is also down the priority list as well. So I'm going to let you guys and the outside people kind of throw their opinions out there, and they might get a little bit more done with that.
Well, according to Awful Announcing, they're the fourth best tandem in all of college football, with Matt LePay doing most of the lifting, and apparently Tausch just making fat guy jokes from their assessment.
Well, I'm trying to grow up a little bit, and I've picked on him for quite a while now, and so I think maybe I'm changing my ways a little bit, changing my luck. So I'm going to try to be on board with the heavy set offensive line guys. That's not normally in my wheelhouse.
Well, hey, whatever it
that
takes.
literally might be the nicest thing he said to me, so that's pretty nice. That's good.
Yeah, I know. It's really tough, but I'm trying.
Luke, help me understand the phrase "closing the gap," because that's not win one for the Gipper. What was the quote, Tausch, that you had from Shawshank? Hope is a hell of a thing, which I don't think is accurate. How did you land on closing the gap, and what do you mean by it?
I don't know if it was something I thought about, like, hey, how are we going to use this phrase of, making sure we understand we're not where we want to be, and it's just more so about a realization. Sometimes even people within our own program and team and coaches and even fans. I mean, they think, okay, now that you are technically invested differently, that money solves all problems, and they don't. They can obviously help in some ways, and in this way, it helps us to get in the ball game and to be able to put some pieces into place. But this is the greatest team sport known to man, and talent doesn't just win games. And so we got to be, I think, realistic and conscious of where we are and where we want to go and be. And now it puts it on our plate to say, okay, a lot of people have done some things to give us an opportunity to close some bit of the gap. Now our job as coaches, our job as a team, and our job as players is to find a way to close the rest of that gap. And the great thing about this sport is that you can do that in a team sport, and you can find ways that the sum of the parts are far greater than, the whole.
So since you said that, this was one of the questions I wanted to make sure I got to, because it feels like from the outside, right? I cover the NFL. I am not around college football, but I am a fan of college football, and I want the Badgers to win. That it feels like we're at a time where it is all about money. It's basically buying wins. That's how it feels, right, from the outside. So what else has to be done besides the increased investment that Chris talked about, that Ted Kellner has talked about? What are those other things that now that there's a greater investment, what is incumbent on you guys to do better and do more of so you can use that money wisely and not just buy wins, but spend it both lavishly and wisely to have success?
Well, I mean, that's what all of us are trying to do in college ball. I mean, I think everybody at some point in time has some type of budget. I know we can joke and laugh and say, well, there are people that have no budget, but I don't know that that's true. Now, they might have a budget that they can go over if they like, but I think, the key is that you got to find a way to make sure you can get yourself in the game and be a part of what I would say not becoming blockbuster. I try to use that as a phrase sometimes that people, that are maybe of my age. I know you guys are a lot younger. At least Tausch is. He doesn't look it, but he is. That if you don't at least get with the times and recognize that this is a part of something that gives you a chance to be in the realm of everybody in college football, and then it's about, hey, okay, so you have all these pieces. You have some different pieces. Maybe you have some more talent. That's still why that's the greatest team sport known to man. And so the challenge is, how do you put these pieces together, whether some guy came here or went someplace because maybe money was the most important thing to him. That's not everybody. But now how do you take some people that money was important, some people that academics were important, some things where the Big Ten was important, some things where, hey, Wisconsin was incredibly important to them because that's where they're from, and tie them all together to believe in something bigger than themselves, work for something, and then be able to do things together. I think that hasn't changed in college football. It just becomes maybe a wider, array of things that maybe have brought people to, in particular, Wisconsin.
Luke, can you kind of go through your process with Marcus? And it just felt like you've obviously learned more about how the portal works and the approach you were going to take, because it felt like you guys jumped in right away, looked at the guys you really wanted, got them on campus. What's that process look like? How did you get them here? And then obviously you were able to close on a lot of guys early. What can you kind of take us through from when our season ended to that portal? Because I'm assuming there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work to get this done the way you did.
Yeah, I think it might have been a busier time than maybe even the season. I know it's definitely a busier time than high school recruiting. And, for having, a month and a half or so when the season ends to the time that the portal opens, you had to be, strategically placed in a way that, hey, when this thing opens, if we're not in a position to, have guys on campus immediately, have a chance to sign guys immediately, you have a small window, whether they're on your campus, whether there isn't as many people talking to them. I think we were aggressive in evaluating, as much as we could around the country, communicating as much as you can around, the rules that are somewhat in place out there, and then trying to put your best foot forward, saying, okay, now that there's some discipline to what it is that we're doing, and you can't just think, okay, well, if we have whatever, let's just take some shots at different things. So there was a lot of work put in, obviously, with Marcus and myself, of in some ways putting ranges around things that we wanted to do positionally. What were we looking for at specific positions in each position? And then, to be honest with you, I don't know how everybody did it. I can tell you this: for us, we put a lot of ownership on our coaches, and so our coaches really kind of were at the forefront of what they were doing, with communicating with agents and communicating with a lot of different people that were the kind of the back road to, at some point in time, getting that to your general manager and starting to work on a contract. There's no way that Marcus and his team can do all those things in what it is that we needed to fill. I mean, if there was 6 or 7 spots we were looking for, then we could have done some different things in December and had a little bit more free time with the coaches to work on football. But just the overhaul of some of the things you needed to do. I mean, it was all hands on deck, and a lot of coaches did some things they probably never thought they were equipped to do. And I just mean not illegal, just meaning like really having in-depth conversations with agents and people about things that I know I never wanted to talk about money, and that's why I love college football. But we had to grow beyond our our comfort zones.
The money part of it obviously is a big driver of it. Do you guys as a entire staff look at this like an NFL operation and we allocate a certain amount to this position, or is it we like this kid, we will pay what we need to get him? How do you approach that side of it?
I think we were in the mindset of, okay, let's say we have this kind of much to work on, interior defensive line. Now, we would like to get 2, possibly 3 guys. At what level of guy, based on your investment, do you feel like you can get? And that's where we kind of ask the coaches, to kind of be at the forefront of that as they're communicating with agents and people. And, there is no market, there is no transparency, so you really have no idea at some of those things. And so in those communications, you're trying to get a feel for where, an agent believes the market is and the market is for his individual. And so that's why it's a thing where I'm not saying who has the power, but unfortunately the agents in a lot of these situations had a lot of power because they were in some ways setting a market that you do not know if was real or not. And so it's a little bit like an NFL. I don't know the NFL. I know this, that NFL has got to be incredibly disciplined and they have to be incredibly structured because they are held incredibly accountable to a end dollar. That's not the case in college, regardless of whatever it is that you have. So you have some flexibility there. The difference in college is, in the NFL, if you're drafted or somebody has your rights, the agent's working for – Tausch, you know better. 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks on a contract. In college, you got this lunatic head coach that's, breathing down your neck saying every minute that this thing is not done and signed and whatever it is that they want and changed, and if we're not signed, every minute he's talking to somebody else. It's not every day. It's not every week. It's like, we got a week and a half to figure this contract. No, we don't. We have the next 10 minutes to figure this contract out because – if we get off the phone with this agent and we don't figure this out and we don't get the red tape cut, he's talking to somebody else. And so I don't know if anybody thought they were going to be working like this, and for sure the NFL agents that, are used to a structure that they were. I'd be curious if they recognize, like, why are these guys so, crazy and adamant about, like, not hanging up the phone and getting this done? Like, I'll send you an email and we'll talk on Monday. Like, no, we won't. No, it's 5 o'clock on Friday and I'm going to dinner with my family. I don't care. Like, I believe that at 6 o'clock on Friday you'll be talking to somebody else, and so I don't want that to happen. So I don't know if there's really any structure. I know for us that had a lot to do with it.
How much different is that from the first year of this portal to now? Is it everything just sped up that much more?
It's incredibly different than last year, which is incredibly different than the year before, which is incredibly different than the year before that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we could do a week-long show on just talking about some of this. You can't even explain it. It's hard to even explain if I sit down with, Mac, who's, around here every day. It's not that you're not living it every minute of every day. It's hard to explain how some of this stuff is going, and even how it has changed from 4 weeks ago to where it was, 3 days ago. It is unique, and like I said, that's why the NFL structure, as you know, Tausch, there's a 450-page collective bargaining book of rules, and in college, there's not one page. And so what we're dealing with is, like I said, has completely changed from last year, which is completely changed from the year before that. And so, you got to be willing and able to continue to be adaptable.
Talking with Badgers football coach Luke Fickell on Wilde and Tausch. All right, I look forward to the day that there's a salary cap, and so the field is
so I think
more
we all
level.
do.
And because this is ridiculous, I understand we're working to improve it, but let's go a different direction here. First, it's your job to beat Indiana. I totally get that, but I do find myself looking at what Cignetti and the Hoosiers were able to do, and Tausch was talking about it earlier this week. It gives everybody hope that if you get the right coach and you get the right players and you use your money smartly and everything else, that you can get not just close the gap but become a contender. And you have history in the college football playoff. You know what you're doing over there. Does that apply to you guys? Are you able to say, hey, if Indiana can do it, why not Wisconsin, as they once said during that 1993 season?
Yes, I would agree with you, and I'd agree with everything other than the idea of using, hey, they used their money smart. I know that's what everybody says.
Mm-hmm.
Smart means they won, right? Regardless of what it is that they used. So I think that is one of those things that everybody's going to talk about out there. Hey, there's nobody that used their money smarter than, Indiana because they won it. Well, yeah, and I used to have a few of the coaches said the only time we've ever been totally aligned as a staff is when we won the national championship and went undefeated. I'm like, well, yes, winning makes you say everything was right, but what it does show you is that, it's not just the blue bloods in this new world and of what college athletics has been. And I think that's where I think it's helped us to recognize, okay, we need to understand this, we have to get with this new world, and there is an investment piece of that. But it also shows you that that's why it's the greatest team sport known to man. And I would not tell you that of the four playoff teams that we played that I thought that Indiana was the most talented team. No. Were they the best team? Obviously they were. And so that still votes really, really well for the game of football and then what also can be done in this landscape of college football. And so, yes, there's no doubt it can be done. And I think that there is a lot more onto the plates of the guys. Okay, many more people are probably getting into this mix of the real world of investing, but now it's even going to be more important to making sure you're doing it in a way that's going to give yourself a chance to build the best team that you can for the things that are important to you and your program.
All right. Well, let's talk about what you actually got into this job for, because that's not it. You've got 32 guys from the portal. You're going to have your recruiting class in addition. Tell me how, as a coach, you build culture, you improve fundamentals, you install offensive and defensive schemes when there's that level of roster turnover in today's game.
This is a constant development. This is a constant piece to it. And, it starts with spending time with the guys, right? It starts with making sure that you're honest. And this started before, these guys got here. And whether it was a high school kid that you've known for a little while, whether it was even a kid in this portal process, it's not the first time as you just paid somebody and they walk in the door. The idea of, figuring out what's the best for you and for them, that started before they got here. And so I'm not saying you're exactly right with 32 guys, but you hoped and believed the work that we did gave us some idea of what these guys were. I would tell you that 80% of the guys that we took from the portal, that everybody calls it speed dating, at least 80% of those guys we had some connection with beforehand, whether we recruited them out of high school, whether somebody on our staff recruited them out of high school, whether someone on our staff actually coached them at another place. There was a relationship that was established ahead of time, which gives you a better chance of knowing what it is you're getting and them to understand, that there's a trust level in this. And then that's when you got to go to work. That's why I don't want to be away from campus. That's why every single day as I get off this call here, I'll be back down in the weight room with the guys that are working out, just because we have to build a relationship. We have to have rapport, because we're going to ask guys to do things, to commit to things, to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And if they don't trust us and have some type of relationship, that's going to be difficult. And that's before we even get to the scheme offensively, the scheme defensively, the fundamentals offensively, or the fundamentals defensively. So we all know this is the way you've built football teams, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 100 years ago. It's just there are some differences, being that you're kind of restarting a lot more each and every year.
Right.
Meaning that you have 50 new guys that you got to make sure understand the culture, the things that you want to be about, and now you got to get those guys to believe and to be able to embrace that. So I don't know that it's that much different. Every year your culture is either evolving in the right way or it's going in the wrong direction. I don't know that it's any different, even though you have 50 guys. It's still about, are they going to trust you? Are they going to believe in you? And do you have the leadership it takes to push through, what is going to be the most difficult points?
All right, those guys in the weight room have to wait a couple more minutes because we got a couple more questions for you, Coach. One of them for me, we just talked about high school. How does that piece fit in today's game? I'm talking about, recruiting a high school player that you want, because you have some that you recruited that are studs, and especially in-state recruiting. How do you view those two pieces of the organization and the team building puzzle?
Boy, that is the number one thing that we're talking about right now. And that's why I said what has changed, whether it's contractually or even dealing with agents and things 3 years ago to 2 years ago to last year to now, is so different. And even the idea, as we throw it around as an entire staff, about how freshmen are looked at coming into your program. I mean, we all know that in this league, I think this league, the SEC, it's a grown man's league. I'm not saying that it wasn't grown man's league when I played in it or when you played in it, Tausch. But if you look at Indiana, and their average age of their team is 24 years old, they've got 48 guys between the ages of 22 and 25. That's what I mean by older teams. And so your young guys within your program and team, there's a uniqueness to it, right? I mean, 7,000 kids in a portal. I don't know the numbers just yet or how many of those guys are freshmen or sophomores, right? But I do see that a lot of higher-end freshmen that are recruited to places leave after a year because it didn't go the way they wanted it to, which starts to make you wonder, okay, if we're investing in a freshman kid coming in, if he leaves in 1 year, what are we getting back on our investment? And that's the trend is not going back the other direction where guys are, staying in school, right? I mean, like 7,000 kids, whether there's, roughly, 14,000 in Division I, if that's 105 on each team, that's 50% that are transferring. I'm not saying they're all young guys and freshmen. I don't know what percent that is of that. So it makes you start to wonder, okay, what does your high school recruiting look like? What are you investing in? Can you keep them in your program if they're all one-year contracts? Who stays? Who doesn't stay? Who's more, conditioned to stay? Like for us, I really believe there's going to be a greater emphasis on the in-state kids in general, maybe a little bit different than you even thought 4 years ago, because the trend of things of guys leaving, who are the ones you have the best opportunity to keep in your program that you want to be able to develop? Well, those would be the kids that maybe have something that's going to keep them there a little bit deeper than just the playing time. And so this is something that is, I continue to hash out. We don't have the coaches all together as often, but when we have our meetings, and just give me some of your philosophy, give me some of your ideas and the things you guys are thinking about high school recruiting, local 200, 300-mile radius recruiting, like with where the trend of college football is going. We, it's something that is, I know for me, it's fascinating to say. I would be curious. We don't talk as coaches. We don't share ideas as coaches in college because there's no rules, so it makes it much more difficult. But I know for us, it's probably one of the number one topics when we come to continuing to build the things we want to build.
Luke, what was it about Colton Joseph that you had to have him? It seemed like he was somebody you targeted and got. What was it about him that you liked so much?
Well, I mean, I think first and foremost, he's a winner, and he's a leader. And we were able to evaluate a lot of game film. It's not, a guy that, maybe played 4 or 5 or 6 games. You had a lot of things that you could evaluate. We do, and I do love the ability for a guy that can be a dual threat, meaning doesn't mean he has to run the football all the time. That's not, hey, we're looking for a guy that can run the ball. No, but we were looking for a guy that obviously can extend plays. We're looking for a guy that has athleticism to get himself out of trouble, that can use his feet when he needs to use his feet, but yet he still has the arm strength, because in this league, if you're not balanced, you can't be successful. If you can't push the ball down the field, it's really difficult to be successful because you can't loosen up the box. And so for us, he possessed all those things that we could see on film, and then the things that we could do a study outside of some of that, knowing people that were around him that we truly felt like was the target for us from the get-go.
All right, Luke, last one for me. Your good buddy, Vrabes, coaching in the AFC Championship game. I saw where he headbutted somebody, got bloodied. He's out there hands-on with the guys. Is that, you just talked about how much coaching is going to be. Do we anticipate you during spring ball getting out there, maybe getting a little blood and sweat working against the boys, or is that something that you're not going to take?
As much as possible. I don't know. Hopefully, that didn't look like a headbutt. It looked like he got hit in the mouth a little bit on somebody that I mean, come on, a little bloody lip. Like, they make such a big deal of the little bloody lip. Like, I mean, yeah. I guess he was a basketball guy, so a bloody lip to a basketball guy. I think you were a basketball guy too, right, Tausch?
Yep. Yes, I was. Yep.
Great.
Yeah, okay, so a bloody lip to a basketball guy, is kind of a big deal. But
not like a wrestler.
A bloody lip,
not
like
wrestling.
I mean, like is that really a big deal? Does that show that there's something else to it? I don't know. Now, I actually seen him headbutt a guy in the locker room and split his head open. That was a little bit more impressive to me, but there's definitely going to be a lot of coaching being done. I can't wait to get into the mix of that and get beyond what it is that we've done for the last 2.5 months. And just so you know, about every other day I'd walk down the hall in here and remind our guys, our coaches, that they are football coaches, and at some point in time we will get back to coaching football and building a team, which is where we are now.
Luke, we appreciate your time. I look forward to you. You're going to be on my home turf, right? You're opening up here in Green Bay at Lambeau Field.
Yes.
Have you been to Lambeau? Do you need a tour? I'm sure Tausch would love to take you. Maybe he'd even let me tag along.
I I do need a tour, and hopefully at some point in time before that I can get one. I didn't really think about Tausch being that after the things I've said here the last few minutes. I need to retract that. I was trying to be really nice as we started this thing off.
You have been really nice. It's alarming, actually.
That's
it's a little
uncomfortable, being really nice. I don't
comparatively
speaking.
But then as we brought up, a tough guy getting a bloody lip, I thought you were an offensive line guy that had a little bit higher standard for toughness, but that's okay. A bloody lip is a bloody lip.
Yep.
But yeah, I could definitely use a little tour, and I don't know that I'll be spending a lot of time outside of the stadium, but it'd be nice to see.
All right. Well, we look forward to that, and we look forward to the next time we talk to you again. I'm still very nervous about the state of college football from our conversation. I don't feel any better, but I feel better about the program. Thanks, Luke. We appreciate it.
Well, I second your sentiment there, and I hope and believe, because this is what I want to continue to do with the rest of my career, that we will find a way and figure this thing out and keep it from going down a wrong path, I believe.
All right. Thanks, Coach. We appreciate you.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
That is Luke Fickell. Tausch, I was tempted to do your Liam Neeson. Good luck. Because, man, some of this, the landscape, I don't feel any better about college football than I did before this conversation. I feel better about where Wisconsin fits in it, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think, and again, we'll find out, right? And we'll go through that process. But I think some of the stories that I've heard, and it's not just Wisconsin, where guys are landing and somebody else is calling and saying, don't get in the car, fly out to here because we don't want you. And I think what it sounds as if with both Marcus and with Luke is really had a thought-out plan, and you have to scalpel. You can't just throw stuff up against it. You have to pick and be incredibly aggressive and not let guys go, because, as Luke said, 30 seconds or a minute, if somebody grabs a phone call, it's like Jim Kelly when he was on the phone. He was going to go to Buffalo, Chicago, or somebody called him the USFL team, got him out of there. Mm-hmm. That stuff can change quickly. And this, let's just call this what it is. This is not tenable. This is not, you can't continue with this way. And it feels as if everybody that's coaching knows it, but nobody's doing anything about it. And I'm sure that's frustrating, because all these guys want to do is coach ball. They're not interested in negotiating with a second-year journeyman from Southern Illinois trying to get from $500 to $650K. Like, I just don't think anybody got into it for that. But if I'm a player, I'm not changing anything. No. This is a player's world, and they ain't going to change nothing until someone forces them to.
We will unpack some of that conversation. I mean, him talking about the agents and how, like, you don't even know what the market is, as opposed to in the NFL, you have a pretty good idea where guys are going to land in free agency price. We'll talk more about that coming
up. There's 7,000 kids, and I would bet
yes,
half of them aren't going to even have a job. They don't even know where they're at.
Right, exactly. So. We'll talk more about this next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution, and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. But you may have had your financial plans set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text Line. This is more.
You said yes. You set a date.
Now comes the pressure of choosing a ring you'll wear every single day, forever.
That's why Chalmers Jewelers is hosting our Wedding Band Trunk Show.
Join us February 20th in Madison and the 21st and 22nd in Middleton.
Every wedding band vendor will be in-house, bringing their entire lineup. More styles and designs than your Pinterest board can handle.
Appointments are filling up fast, so reserve your spot now.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Hey, it's Jim Rutledge, and if you're like me, you want to look good, feel good, and still enjoy life. That's why I go to Carbon World Health. Whether it's recovery after a long week, boosting energy, or getting your fitness dialed in, Dr. Nestor Rodriguez and his team have you covered. And now, they've got a new med spa in Sun Prairie that has everything you need to look as good as you feel. Carbon World Health isn't just a gym, it's a total wellness experience. Visit carbonworldhealth.com to learn more.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up on Thursday's show, former Pro Bowl O-lineman Teron Armstead joins us in studio. We'll preview the championship games and break down the latest of the NFL coaching carousel. That's Thursday on The Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
While we were talking to Luke Fickell, new Miami Dolphins head coach Jeff Hafley was at the podium being introduced in Miami Gardens. I would like to talk a little bit about him a little bit later in the program and get back to the Packers' search for his replacement. Tausch, we got to play a little bit of catch-up because we talked to Luke for so long. But the biggest thing for me, and look, I know I'm Pollyanna-ish and I'm soft and I'm nostalgic, all the things that I'm sure people say about me in the YouTube comments that I barely look at anymore. But man, I miss the Jim Leonards and the Mark Tauschers and the Joe Thomases, right? Joe Thomas was what was he, 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever he was. He was a great Wisconsin high school football player. And basketball player.
I think Luke mentioned, and I think this is smart, we're starting to see, the idea of walk-ons. There's a kid from Reedsburg that I think they were offered. I think he decided to come. I don't know if he is already enrolled. I think there's a kicker that you brought in, and acknowledging that you can't go out and spend on every player. You need to have some buy-in from guys that maybe aren't 3-star guys, that don't have these opportunities at other places, that love this school and will develop on a very low, basically, if you want to say it, a rookie contract where it's a scholarship, like the old days.
Yeah.
There's some things there that I think Luke acknowledged they maybe needed to be better at, and bringing some of these guys in because that's the way you can supplement. And I know Barry always said, it's the great eraser when you miss on guys with scholarships. Now when you miss on guys and you're paying them $700,000, it's a bigger sting.
No doubt.
But you still need to have replenishments because guys are going to get injured, stuff is going to happen. And the hard part about this, and this is where I think in college football as a whole, not just at Wisconsin,
sure,
everybody is more mercurial. Everybody's looking out for their own interest, and where you build a team, you need to get off to fast starts. You need to show that guys are bought in, and that's where I was really impressed with what Luke and his staff did last year in a miserable year. I don't want to pull any punches, but there wasn't a lot of guys that were just taking the check and calling it a day. There were guys coming out playing hurt, fighting through the season, and that locker room didn't split. So for everybody that was down on Luke, and I totally understood what all the dialogue was, the one thing I would say, that was as hard of a year as you were going to have to keep a locker room together because we stunk, and we were getting beaten, and our offense couldn't score. And what happens when when one side of the ball struggles more than the other? The other side looks at it and is like, what do we got to do?
Right.
And you didn't see the defense turn on the offense, even though you probably would have understood if they did. And I think there's some real value in what we saw there from Luke and his staff.
Yeah, but he still was very clear. Like, the investment in high school recruits is no longer the priority that it always was. He was talking about Indiana with all their guys being 22 to 24 years old. Well, if guys aren't going to stick through adversity and if things aren't going the way they want, playing time-wise or whatever else, unless they have that, cardinal and white tattoo on their hearts of Wisconsin, you invest in recruiting a high school player, and then you get him for a year, and then he doesn't like it, and he goes somewhere else. Like, the portal is going to be where it's at, and I just that's why I agree with you. It feels untenable, but it also feels like we're losing our way in terms of the whole idea. Like, high school football players, I don't feel like they are working their tails off other than for their teammates and to win in the present. They're not thinking, I can't wait to go to 4 different schools until I get to the place where I really belong in college football. I don't think that's the dream.
Here's what I would say. It's just going to be a different path. The idea, unless you're a 4 or 5 star kid with immense talent in high school, it's going to be a different path, and maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe you get to play earlier, you get to meet a bunch of different people, you get to grow and play instead of sitting. Like, looking back at it on my end, I obviously loved my path. It was hard. Would it have been better if I went to South Dakota State and played as a sophomore to junior and then came to Wisconsin and played my last 2 years? I don't know. That's going to be the path forward for a guy like my talent level coming out of high school, and a lot of guys. You're going to go to smaller schools, and then what you're going to do is develop, and then you're going to get broke off by a big boy school, and you're going to go there for 2 years, and then you're going to get different coaching. You'll develop, and you'll hopefully get an opportunity to go play in the pros. So the Pollyanna view of, all these guys are going to stay at one school and grow and grow and grow, that doesn't happen in the NFL. College is turning into the NFL, but the problem is they don't have any of the rules that the NFL has.
Exactly.
And as a player, that's blank and awesome. As an organization trying to run a business, I know Ron in the Key called Jesse and said it's untenable. Ron, if you're running a business and you can't control your labor costs and you have no idea what they're going to be, I don't know any business that runs that way. I don't know any. I don't know.
Don't know who's going to be working for you next year.
It could pay, and he might show up, he might not. He could leave tomorrow. Like, I don't know businesses that run that way that are any good.
Nope.
So this is where college football is at, and I don't see who's going to change that, because as players, I'm not changing anything. I actually want to keep pushing. I want to keep pushing to get more, because I would guess that portal money probably went up 5x from where it was last year. I wasn't going to ask Luke that because I mean, he can go off of what he's doing, but when you look at everybody else,
right?
I've heard the numbers. A quarterback for Oregon, $7.5 million. Don't know what we paid Colton Joseph, but I'll tell you this:
not as
heck
much.
of a lot more than what we paid. We paid Billy Edwards last year. I would bet that's probably 2 or 3x of that. So that's what you're dealing with.
Whew. No wonder he stayed in school at Oregon instead of going to the NFL. I'll say this:
I feel better about the fact that it just felt to me, watching the portal unfold, it really felt like we had a plan. Now, did we identify the right talent, and are we going to coach it up right? I don't know.
Who knows? Right.
But at least we could tell this. They had a plan. They were very aggressive, and they got a lot of the guys they wanted early, and especially at the quarterback spot. A running back, some O-line. They had a better plan this year than they did last. That we know.
Yeah,
whether or not that's going to lead to more wins, we'll find out.
I would just say I feel better about their progress. I feel no better about the 30,000-foot view of college football. I don't. I think I even feel worse. What I don't feel bad about are my windows, because my windows are from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Yeah, you should, Jason, because Pella, they are the gold standard. And for your New Year's resolution, the sky, it's the limit. With Pella's 0 interest for 4 years finance offer. No payments, no interest for 4 years. You could go to 4 schools, get 4 different NIL payments. You can get a college degree, maybe at 4 schools, all within that 4-year time, and you get 0 interest for 4 years from Pella. Start your own journey toward meeting your personal goals and enjoy Pella's highest quality products with exclusive features custom made for your home. This deal does end at the end of the month, so schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Talk Badger sports year-round with the Jump Around podcast.
This is step 1 of multiple steps for me to say Luke Fickell has started to turn the program around. I'm not saying these guys won't, and I'm not saying he isn't, but I'm guarding my heart. I need to see what these guys do, and it has nothing to do with this specific player's potential. It has to do with I can't get fooled again, and so prove it to me.
The Jump Around, brought to you by Steinhoffels, streaming live every Thursday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and available wherever you get your podcasts.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid EXL sedan for as low as $359 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
I was afraid that college would be like high school. I worried about starting over and feeling alone. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I'm part of a community, and I've never felt alone. My instructors have been incredible, and I've made so many friends and connections. My advice to others, don't let your fears stop you. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Steady. Ah, I hit my thumb.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Did you swear that you'd get that house project done ages ago and now it's causing you real pain? From leaky faucets to light fixtures, let our handyman team at Bruner Realty fix it all. Fast, friendly, and without the agony. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com.
Hey Madison IKEA fans, great news! IKEA is now closer than ever with our brand new pickup point at the University Bookstore on State Street. Order your favorite IKEA products online and pick them up as soon as the next day, absolutely free for IKEA family members. That's right, no shipping fees or waiting for deliveries, just the IKEA style you know and love, ready when you are. Start shopping smarter at IKEA.us or the IKEA app and choose the University Bookstore pickup point. Don't forget to sign up for IKEA Family. It's free to join and gives you access to great deals, rewards, and free Madison pickup.
We're on the Packers.
We were in the postseason what we were all throughout the regular season.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
A good team that couldn't put 4 quarters together.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
We're going to play trivia next as we play a little catch-up after our conversation with Luke Fickell. You'll be able to find the entirety of that interview on the ESPN Wisconsin app. It'll be obviously on everywhere you get your podcasts, including Spotify. You can go back and watch it on the YouTube. Although, Jesse, I assume it was your fault we weren't on video with the head coach. It always is your fault,
he butchered
right?
the video link again. We actually went through we practiced it yesterday, and Jesse screwed it up again.
Oh, we did. You were here and helping run that?
Jog through,
I assume, yeah.
Yeah, it was a jog through.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate we couldn't get Coach on video, but he was still, it was fun to catch up with him all the time, no matter what. So,
Tausch, you asked I'm glad you did. The question that I was very curious about, because we've done the one and done quarterback who has tended to get injured each time that has happened. And Colton Joseph is not under that category. He is going to be a junior. And in today's college football, that means he's got roughly 4 more years of eligibility if he'd like to stick around. How excited should Badgers fans be? I know you haven't seen him take a snap in practice, but from the vibe you get around the program, how excited should Badgers fans be about him?
Well, obviously, the dual threat part of this, and this is something I've wanted for a while here, and, I think Mordecai was at least somewhat of a threat, not like you're going to run a bunch of designed runs, but, getting out of the pocket and being able to do some things. I felt like maybe Billy Edwards would be okay with that. This cat can run. Now, I don't know how he goes through progressions. I don't know any of that. But when I saw that he has run 21 miles an hour, I like that.
It's like Luke Musgrave.
I like that a lot. So when you can add that element, I always think those are the things that gut defenses and make everything else easier for your run game. It helps with coverage because people have to be very leery of that threat that Colton Joseph can bring with his legs. So that part I'm really excited about. We haven't had a guy like that in a while here. And now you have to get the O-line kind of straightened out and get that figured out. But that will help your run game exponentially if you have a guy that is a threat like that running the football at the quarterback spot.
All right, let's play some trivia. Jesse, what's today's category and what caller would you like?
Well, fitting theme with Coach Fickell joining us. It is Badgers Trivia Thursday this week.
Nice.
Yeah, since we, had our trivia schedule was thrown off a little bit this week. Worked out great this way. Badgers Trivia Thursday today.
The Badgers played 12 games last season. They won 4 of them. Caller 12 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Tausch will tell us before we play about Jones Dairy Farm.
Oh, Jones Dairy Farm. It's going to be freezing. You got cold. Schools are probably going to be canceled. And you know what's going to go great? Chili. Use some of Jones Dairy sauce. You could go turkey. You could go just a regular all-natural if you want to. And I think we're going to do this. We're going to make some horchata. I think we're making horchata.
Of course you are.
With that crusty pork, all natural. Again, all of their sausage. Fresh meat only. No fillers, nitrates. All of it is just all natural, way before everything else. And Jones Dairy Farm, owned and operated for 7 generations in Fort Atkinson, all the way back to 1889. Find Jones products in grocery stores across Wisconsin. Check the website's product finder at jonesdairyfarm.com.
Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for the Blue Mountains of cold, refreshing Coors Light. But whether you're tailgating pregame, cracking one open during the game, celebrating a big win after the game, or you just need a moment to chill, crack open a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans turn blue when chilled to perfection, which, besides the refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. All January at Steinhoffels, test rest any mattress. Get a $20 lunch gift card, and Steinhoffels donates $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin, only at Steinhoffels. Indiana's triumphant run to college football prominence, sparking a big question. Can the Hoosier model be replicated? Badger great and co-host of Wilde and Tausch, Mark Tauscher, seeing this as a start of a new wave. While off-field processes need retooling, Tausch on the effects this could have on college football.
Now, instead of it being 5 to 8 teams, maybe, there now is hope. There's still going to be the power players, but what we saw last night will be the beginning of a new era.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life. Hey, my name is Stacy Bruner. I was Bucky Badger from 2010 to 2014. My most memorable sports moment was running out the flag at the 2013 Rose Bowl versus Stanford. Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
We're on the Badgers.
The coaches, the players, we're bringing an entire new mindset.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
And it's to win. It's to win.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
A little confused by Jesse's text message, but I'm sure he'll explain it to me as we get ready to play trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs' $10 deal meal gives you a 7.5-inch sub, bag of chips or regular fries, fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal is only available online or through the Cousins app. And Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance. And proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com.
So, Jesse, what does this mean to be, you know how much I love this, a first-time contestant, but a long-time contributor?
John in Milwaukee is our contestant. You'll recognize his voice. He calls the show a lot, especially after Packers games. But he has never played trivia before. Long-time fan of the show, but this is his first time contending in Wilde and Tausch trivia.
Contending. John, welcome back to the show as a first-time contestant.
Thank you very much. Very excited. First time on trivia.
Well, let's go.
And you do have a distinctive, recognizable voice that I've heard many times. So Jesse's right about that. Let's see if that voice gets 3 questions right, so you get 4 entries into the drawing. Question number 1. 1 week after being named Naismith National Player of the Week, which Wisconsin men's basketball player was finally named Big Ten Player of the Week following his performances against Minnesota and Rutgers? Was it John Blackwell, Nolan Winter, or Danny Jones?
John Blackwell.
Indeed, 1 for 1. Question 2.
Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly.
Okay. Like that. That's better than what the contestant yesterday said after question 1.
That's a very good point. Question 2. Wisconsin women's basketball improved to 11-1 on the season at the Kohl Center last night with another top 25 win against which Big Ten opponents? Did the Badgers beat Minnesota, Iowa, or Nebraska?
That would be Nebraska, and I was going to go bold and say that off the front, but I wasn't that bold. But yes, Nebraska.
I understand there's ego involved of being able to nail it without getting the options. But there's really no upside because you don't get any bonus points. You don't get an extra entry.
Yeah.
So,
really no benefit.
You get some cred. Cred.
Cred doesn't get you any closer to your Iron Jock and Cousin Subs gear, though.
The only thing that was impressive was when Mike the Wedding DJ answered the questions before they were even half said.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
The
rest of it's not that impressive.
That's the GOAT performance in trivia history. Nevertheless, an opportunity to go 3 for 3 here, John. Question 3 is this. Which of these is not the real name of a football player coming to Wisconsin in the transfer portal this offseason? I suppose you could do this one without actually getting the options. You can just make up a name. Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
All right, here are your choices. If they have somebody coming in, by the way, named Joe Jackson, that would really be amazing.
Good linebacker.
It's a long list. Let me go check.
Which of these is not the real name of a football player? Are any of these like Steinhaffel's employees or Annex Wealth Management investors?
The name of the correct answer who is not a transfer coming in is significant, and I will reveal the significance of that name upon conclusion of the question.
All right, which one of these people are not Wisconsin football players coming through the portal? Bryce West, John Kamara, or Blake Rohrer?
Gosh, I don't know. I'll go with John Kamara.
That's what I would have guessed, too. That sounds made up. But it's not.
Damn.
John Kamara, a transfer linebacker from Kansas, where he played for Lance Leipold, coming in to play for the Badgers this season.
Okay.
Well, I still love you guys.
Wait, who is the non-football player, and who is this person?
Bryce West is a corner transferring from the Ohio State University.
Oh.
Blake Rohrer, the correct answer, is a football player, the leading wide receiver for UW River Falls in their national championship season. Over 1,000 yards, had a touchdown in the championship game, and he has entered the transfer portal.
Ooh.
Whoa, Nelly! Whoa, Nelly!
All right, John. It was a fine effort. You got 2 out of 3. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries into our drawing. Thank you for your loyalty to the show. What did you think of your first time playing trivia?
I would have liked to get all 3.
Sure.
Hey, I had a blast and was happy when I was caller 6 and I got nope, try again. So when Jesse said, hey, caller 12, it made my day. So thank you so much, guys. Love it.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you for playing, and thank you for your loyalty to the show. Does he sound a little bit like Chris Farley, or is it just me?
He doesn't sound like Chris Farley. No.
I think so, but I can understand why you think that.
He's got a little bit of Chris Farley to him, I thought. It was a great competition, great contending for the Trivia Championship. We will have another round tomorrow and pick our winner for the week. Presented by Cousins Subs and by Iron Jock. Want to remind you, while I have the opportunity, Steinhaffel's Buy More, Save More sale ends on Monday. You start with at least 10% off store-wide, and then spend $1,000, take an extra $100 off. Spend $2,000, that's $200 off. And spend you get it, $3,000, you get $300 extra dollars off. Plus, when you finance $2,000 or more, you get $200 MasterCard rewards card. Can't beat that. Don't forget the test rest as well while you're there. Get your lunch card, and you help Special Spaces Wisconsin. It's the perfect time to update your living room, dining room, or bedroom and save big while you're at it. The Buy More, Save More sale ending Monday only at Steinhaffel's and steinhaffels.com. The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and I love making new memories enjoying it with my family today. Looking for an easy win for lunch or dinner? Pizza Hut's My Hut Box lets you choose your entree. A personal pan pizza, a melt, or now, wings. Boneless or traditional wings start at just $7.99. One box, tons of options, all day, every day. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, feed good times, and remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut. Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, trusted and local experts, providing the best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Get your free estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com. Wisconsin Badgers head football coach Luke Fickell appeared earlier this morning on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Among the topics discussed, talking about his mantra of closing the gap heading into 2026.
I don't know if it was something I thought about, like, hey, how are we going to use this phrase of, making sure we understand we're not where we want to be. And it's just more so about a realization. Sometimes people within our own program and team and coaches and even fans, I mean, they think, okay, now that you are technically invested differently, that money solves all problems, and they don't.
Luke Fickell earlier this morning on Wilde and Tausch. Find the full interview available on the ESPN Wisconsin app and on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Badger basketball in action tonight on the road, visiting Penn State, 6 o'clock tip in Happy Valley. Women beat 24th-ranked Nebraska last night at the Kohl
Metro
Center.
Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And, while Tausch has proclaimed the Giannis era over, it is not officially yet.
Feels like
the Freddy Peralta era, though, is. Jesse, I go to you as my, because of your lifelong, you were going to games. For Usher George was bringing you in a baby carrier to games while he was ushering. I assume he had you in one of those baby Bjorns, like as a backpack, while he was helping people find their seats.
Bjorn.
It's weird. He started working.
Bjorn Nelson.
Started working there when I was 10, but he did still do that.
His back must have really hurt.
That's why he doesn't work there anymore. Yeah.
You liked that one. That tickled you, didn't it? You looked at the
That was
camera and
pretty funny.
laughed. You loved that one. That's a good joke. Good joke.
He's a funny guy.
That was pretty good.
Really? You were already I thought he was like a
No, so
he did that forever.
He started working when they opened Miller Park in 2001. So that's when he started
So he
working
did
at the
not
stadium.
have so did they wear, when they switched to Miller Park, did they still wear the suits that they used to wear at County Stadium?
No.
That were like blue polyester with gold piping on them?
My dad would not work a job that you had to wear a suit to work every day. There's no doubt about that.
See, I knew I liked George.
Yeah. So, no, blue polos were the go-to.
What job would you guys do if you're retired? What job would you guys pick? Like, it's
I'd
not
work at
about
the
money.
Humane Society.
I've thought
be
about
a dog
this.
guy?
I know exactly what my answer would be. I want to be a tour guide.
For what?
Like a Lambo tour guide?
Yeah, anything. Like, I'll give a tour of Camp Randall, American Family Field, Mount Rushmore. Like, I can give a tour.
Because you're kind of a ham.
Yeah, tour guides are a little.
You are a ham.
You yoke it up a little
You're
bit.
not a Jones Dairy ham, but you're a ham.
You got puns. Yeah.
You're not an Orchetta.
I would love to be a tour guide in retirement. I think that would be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm.
Boy, I was just thinking about this. I don't know what I'd want to do. Like, I have a bunch of things I'd like to think. I don't want to be a golf course, like, starter. That's not where I'm at. Like a fishing guide, but I'm not good at it, so I can't do that. I have to think on this one. I asked a question I didn't have an answer
level of
for.
expertise.
Yes.
Tausch's fishing expeditions, though. I kind of like the sound of that. You could be like the guy that everyone just loves going out on the boat with, and you could, like Jesse does in his current job, you could be more of the kind of administrator, and you could delegate the actual, like, fishing expertise to someone else, and you could just be the guy that everybody loves having Coors Lights with, hanging out on the boat.
But this is different. Remember when I said I wanted to get into sailing? Like, that's a hobby that you have to really delve into.
Cross.
Retirement is more of you just show up because you enjoy it and you don't have any pressure or stress. I think what I want to do, there you go, look at that catfish.
That is a big fish.
I think I kind of want to be the dude that hosts Chopped. You know, where you sit there and you critique the food and you kind of let the judges.
That's not a retirement. Well, it's a retirement job for you.
That's a real job.
That's not a retirement job for the rest
I
of us.
understand, but that you asked me like what I'd like. That I think is what I want to do is like moderate debates. I'd like to be like an expert moderator. And then I'd also chime in with my own
how's that
opinions.
different than now?
Okay.
I don't know. It's a good question.
There's not a lot of times where it's obvious that you played in the NFL and your life is different than the rest of us. This is one of those times.
Give me an example.
A retirement job.
This is kind of your retirement job now.
A retirement job is like
sort of
being a crossing
Although
guard.
you wouldn't know it last night as I'm grinding away on a 12-hour day. You'd think that I was retired, though. Sure.
Delivering flowers would be a retirement job. Being an usher for many people is a retirement job. Hosting Chopped is like a career accomplishment for many people in the broadcasting
including Ted.
industry. And
you're
you're
like, guy Ted? Wasn't he on like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy? He's really good on that.
And you're like, it'd be a nice tack
He is
on
good.
for what's
He
already
was
been
really
a good
good.
life.
I mean,
yes.
I've
For
told you
a
many
retirement
times,
job.
like, I still don't know why Pat Sajak retired. That would be kind of the retirement job I'd like to have.
You're gonna host a game show in retirement.
Yes. Listen, I love game shows. I make them better. I make board games better. That's what I do. And that's a hobby that I think could turn into a nice little retirement gig. So, yeah.
It's the pinnacle accomplishment for people like Pat Sajak and Bob Barker and arguably Steve Harvey and many others who don't go as acknowledged. And you just want to do it. It'd be a nice little thing to do in retirement. Host a nationally syndicated show.
Jesse, they work 30 days a year. That's retirement. It is.
Ken Jennings has a retirement job hosting Jeopardy right now.
He does.
Yeah. That was fun. I do think we have a different idea of what retirement might look like. I'm walking dogs at the Humane Society, and Tausch is hosting one of the most popular shows on cable. But nevertheless, maybe when you get off of Chopped, you can come see me at the Humane Society and finally adopt that dog.
Hey, when I retire, I'd love to be a lawyer.
No, come on. I didn't. Nothing like that. Come on. Hey, what do you do now with this cold spell? The dogs. What do? You still take them outside?
Yeah. And one of them refuses to wear boots. So what I am doing now, we live on a cul-de-sac.
Do you sit there and put boots on your dog's feet?
They could really do damage to their paws, bro.
You put booty boots on your little doggy dog.
They're not that little, but the one Stella refuses to wear boots, and she just clomps around like Bozo the clown with those big clown shoes, trying to get them off. So I have to carry her to an area for her to then go to the bathroom and then pick her back up and carry her back inside. Sadie is a little more rugged.
And they get mad because it's this cold, or how do they handle the cold?
Not well. They've been marginally okay this week because it hasn't been what it's about to be. But I'm a little bit. It's a stressor for me.
What's
and
the
I'm not
percentage
retired.
of you taking the dogs out to poop compared to your 3 girls in the house?
No, that's my gig. I walk them
You're 100%?
3 times a day. They'll occasionally, if they want to go for a walk, they'll take the dogs with them, but they do not. No, I imagine what I'd look like if I didn't walk the dogs as much as I do. They do not. That's kind of my deal. Now, one of our dogs, again, Sadie, is very good about going outside and going to the bathroom in our yard and then coming back in. I think we've found exactly the right job for you in retirement.
All right, what is it?
Eric in Green Bay texts in on the Carbless Talk and text line. It's unfortunate that it's 11:22 and we had Luke Fickell on the show because this would have been a great show. What should Tausch do in retirement? What job would be suited for Tausch? This could get thousands of responses, so be sure to send them in because I love this topic. This is one of those moments where I'm glad you chose this as your retirement
Somebody
job.
answered this question 10 years ago on social media, from what I remember.
This is phenomenal. Like, this is why I love doing the show with you, because where the hell did this even come from? Me mentioning Usher George and having
Usher
Jesse
George,
in a baby Bjorn when he was 10 at Miller Park. Eric in Green Bay, Tausch needs to have a bait store / pub known as the Tackle Box. He could hire fishing guides and tag along. And then you're in the shop selling lures, selling live baits.
And Coors Lights.
And Coors Lights, exactly. Hey, buy one of our official Tackle Box coolers to keep your Coors Light in.
Yeah. My boy Clussy, if I can get my boy Clussy to jump in, he is the guy, he is the GOAT in the guiding, hunting business. If he is on board with this plan, that is something I'd entertain. I would entertain that. Great idea, Eric.
It is a great idea. What is the prize picks projection?
It's kind of a lot of work, though. That's a lot of work, managing bait. I'm not interested in bait management.
You just worked a 12-hour day yesterday. You did a radio show. You
but
drove
I'm
to
not
Milwaukee.
retired. But I ain't retired.
Well, you are.
That's my point.
You're retired from the NFL.
No, I'm not. You think I'm retired? Get
no,
out of here,
you're retired
Check
from your
your
first
fall schedule.
All right, first of all.
No, I didn't retire. I was retired. Yeah. Retired.
Jeff in Monroe, I have a terrible retirement job working part-time at my old job through April 15th. Jeff, of course,
is a bracketologist.
Is an accountant.
Oh, he's an accountant. Oh, so he like us takes off during the key times of the season. He takes off that last part of March and early April. Yeah.
That's exactly what happens. All right.
The Packers took off. Why shouldn't we, huh?
Oh, come on now. Tausch. I don't know
I
what
lost last night on Prize Picks. I lost.
Do they have a projection on how many post-retirement retirement jobs you may take?
No.
0.5. It's not even a free square.
That is not part of it. So last night we went down to the Bucks OKC game. SGA, I think, was at 31.5. I think he blew by that in the third quarter. So I'm looking up at the Jumbotron, and it felt like Giannis had a couple of throwdown dunks and some other stuff. And I look up, and he only had 13 points, and we're down by 20 points. Old T had more, and I should have learned because I went more on Giannis earlier. Yanni, I don't know where his head's at, but it ain't on getting more. He had less. Loss for Old T. Not real happy about it, but that's life with Prize Picks. It just makes it even more fun. And it's the easiest way to play daily fantasy. Build a lineup in under 60 seconds. Pick more or less. I would continue to go less on Giannis while he's a buck if I was you. One of my favorite things about Prize Picks, the new social feeds feature. Find your community. You can see what others. You can see Jesse never loses. Just ask him. You can copy his lineups. You can copy other Prize Picks partners' lineups. Download the app today. Use code WI, and you will get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that is code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it is good
to be right, which Tausch was not last night. Did the fact that Giannis did not deliver for you influence in any way, shape, or form how you felt about the vibe?
No, I'm just telling you. I had a couple buddies that were sitting in different spots that we were texting during the game, and it was like, have you ever felt this place this way? And I think anyone that was at Fiserv last night, including Doc Rivers, and I would bet, I didn't ask JG, I would bet JG, I did listen to his postgame show on 620 WTMJ on my
That had to be
long
difficult.
drive back.
It's a long show, I bet,
was,
too.
It was, it's just the vibe. Ice cream stand is a good idea.
And you'd get, hey, if you do that, we will do free advertising for you right here on this show.
Uh-huh. They can sell the leftovers on Pluber.
Did I send you guys? Did you guys see that thing I sent you?
No,
I
didn't
saw
see
it. Yeah, I saw
it.
There is a new. It's on Facebook Marketplace. People are boxing up their home cooked meals and selling them, and people are picking them up. That is becoming a very, very popular thing. So for all y'all that laughed at me about Pluber,
wait a minute.
It's actually happening.
No, wait a minute. You are not offering home-cooked meals that were filled in a box with all the different... No, you were offering leftovers.
What do you
Very
think
different.
these people are doing? You don't think they're eating what they're making? They're eating that, and then their leftovers are going in a box.
Scraping it off their plate into a box.
They're not biting a rib and throwing half the rib in, but they're putting a slab of ribs. They're scooping mac and cheese, and then they're going to eat their own. That's still considered leftovers.
But no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
if you make a big hold up, Jesse. If you make a big pot of musty mac, and you eat it, and while you're eating it, you're like, oh, I'm going to take this over. It's cold out. Tausch probably don't want to leave. He scoops up a big old, puts it in a to-go, and drops it off at the house. Hold up.
It's not left over.
He ate, and there was stuff left. But he ate already, and then the meal is he made more because he knew he'd have a demand.
With the intent of distributing the extra that they're making.
It is a fine line. We can agree on that.
I believe the concept you presented for Pluber was, I finished my pork chops and I got a little left. Let me throw it in a box with some taters and put it up for $5.
It was graduation parties or these other things where there's leftover food.
Jesse
and
at
somebody,
the Kohl Center.
instead of stopping at like a fast food joint or a gas station, you see, oh, Lenny just had a graduation party. He's got some great musty mac and this, and it's $7 for a big plate. And you stop in, you grab it, and you go home. That was Pluber.
All right, I just want to state for the record that if you had presented Pluber as this, like, homemade to-go
It's the
meals
same principle.
from your kitchen, it's not. This is
Jason. It's not us taking a bite out of a lobster tail and then firing the other half
that
in
you
the
used
plate.
to eat and pushing what's left on your plate into a container.
You made 18 lobster tails. Your family ate 12, and you have 6 left. You sell the other 6. That's what Pluber is. It's not Jason just took a bite out of half a lobster tail, and he threw it in a bag, and Jesse came over to eat the other half. That is never what Pluber was.
Pluber 2 could be.
It was not.
Pluber 2.0.
Pluber 2 is let's make a bulk meal and sell half and eat half, as opposed to original Pluber, which was I got 4 wings and some celery left. Let me throw it in a box and put it up on Facebook.
I'm trying to think who I sent that to. Let me see.
You did. You sent it to us. I was joking that I didn't read it.
I did
saw
send it to you guys. Okay.
Yes. All right.
You guys are beauties. You're always trying to spin things in a different direction. This was always Pluber. Y'all now have to eat crow, which if you have leftovers, you can put in a Pluber.
Only if you ate half of it already.
I love the fact you think I'm eating a half a sandwich with bite marks in it, and I'm firing it in a bin and handing it off to Lenny, who just brought by $30 to get a sandwich like a deli
We
platter.
don't have time for this.
Do I need to bring up the cookies you brought here a month ago? We literally have proof of this happening.
You better take that up with Eleanor, my daughter, not with me on that.
Go
that is still...
to the tape. We will track down the history of Pluber, and I think you're in for a bit of an awakening.
No. This isn't the year of the check the tape. That was 25.
Oh,
so that's
how
not
convenient.
Where we're at.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to start saving money and saving the planet with an energy switch to Everlight Solar. Teams competing in the playoffs know that no game at this stage is ever easy, but you know what can be easy? Making the switch to solar energy thanks to the great team at Everlight Solar. Our family was looking to make the switch to solar for quite some time, but we weren't quite sure where to start. That's when we met the team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Do you think Dad's got good Instagram game?
No. Instagram game? Oh my God.
Are you embarrassed by me?
Sometimes.
What's the most embarrassing thing your dad has ever done?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Existing.
Savage.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app.
This loss is as painful to Packer fans as you can ever imagine.
A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your shows at the touch of a fingertip. Available in Apple and Android app stores.
I have no evidence behind that whatsoever. It's just a feeling I have, and that might just be because I'm scared of this rivalry in the playoffs.
Your one-stop shop for ESPN Wisconsin. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Download it today.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Get ready for our Iron Jock contest, which we will do at the end of this portion of the program. Tausch, you know this about me after all these years. I love a good story. I'm not sure there's a better story than if Mike McCarthy, from our perspective, I don't know how Steelers fans, we'd have to check with Cody and Colby and Jana and find out how their friends that are Steelers fans, they're Packers fans in Pittsburgh, but how Steelers fans would feel. But I love the idea of Big Mike going home and being the head coach of the Steelers. What do you think the odds are of that happening, though?
Pretty slim.
I think so, too. I will be curious who they do end up hiring. I assume they'll get some young, defensive-minded assistant coach, and he'll have the job for a decade plus. That seems to have been their approach.
I don't know, man.
Last
I think
few
that
years.
place can be. I think that place can be a hot mess.
What makes you say that?
I sense with Mike Tomlin when he's telling his running back not to come back. Like I just sense that while they have a owner that people respect a lot, I get the feeling that maybe not everything is as glowing there as maybe everybody thinks. That's all.
Interesting. Well, we will see what happens with their job.
One of the things that we've learned, I think one of the things we learned, and I thought yesterday with Pegula, sitting there and talking in front of, I don't know, I'm not going to call him Mr. Pegula because that press conference was a disaster. He's Terry to me. That lets you know that just because people have made a ton of money in other businesses, that doesn't mean they have no jack squat about running a team. And it feels like, Sean McDermott didn't get it done. And I didn't have a problem with them firing him because it's been 9 years and obviously that's a painful loss. But then to jump in and get after a current player on your team and try and stick up. If I'm Brandon Beane, I would have put a bag over my head and hiding because that was embarrassing for him yesterday. That owner butchered that thing. And if I'm a coach, I'm looking at this and I'm legit thinking, yeah, I get Josh Allen.
But I also get this.
But I get this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his daughter's a great tennis player. I don't know where he made his money. Kudos to him. He's done it. He owns teams and whatever, and that's great. But that doesn't mean you know anything about football. And yesterday was a big picture. Like, whoa. That's why owners don't talk often, in my opinion.
I also thought it was interesting. I saw Trey Wingo shared this on social media. There was they did behind the scenes stuff, right? Apparently Terry Pegula doesn't pay attention to the stuff his own organization puts out. But I believe his wife was in there at the time. And there's full video in the draft room of them preparing for the draft. And it is Brandon Beane, the GM, saying that they're going to take the wide receiver that he badmouthed in the press conference.
Yeah.
It was just a train wreck, and we can tease Mark Murphy as much as we want about the WIAA State Girls High School Basketball Tournament, and
we got to get the Chippewa Falls.
Saying he's a complicated fella in front of a room full of people at Lambeau Field.
He's a complicated fella.
And going down the sledding hill and everything else.
Apparently they like green and gold.
But this made him look like he looked like Winston Churchill by comparison. It was not a good look.
What's wrong with Winston Churchill?
Yeah, he's a statesman. He made Mark Murphy look like a respected statesman.
I thought you were talking about him. Oh.
No, Pegula made Murphy look like.
Okay.
I mean, Bob Moore, whoever you want to call it.
I got it back.
Mr. Murphy.
Yeah, it was a disaster. Yeah. And it made me think, boy, Sean McDermott held that thing together. I went from being a big Buffalo Bills fan outside of the pack. I still like Josh Allen. I'm not sure I want to see that guy win a championship. That's how poorly I thought he handled that yesterday.
You know what else can be poor?
What's that?
The quality of your workout gear. Stinky, ratty, certainly not stretchy with the four-way stretch. You got to get the good stuff. You got to get Iron Jock.
Indeed, you do. New year, new goals, and Iron Jock is here to help you stick to them, whether you're hitting the gym, head to work, or just trying to smell better in 2026. Iron Jock has you covered. Right now, ESPN listeners can take 30% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $75. Use that promo code ESPN30 at checkout. That's code ESPN30. Look good, smell great. Start the year strong with Iron Jock. Get your dialing fingers ready. Gel, how many years is your dad an usher?
15.
15. Okay.
Multiply that by 10, and you've got caller 150.
No, we're not going to do that. And then how cold is it supposed to be tomorrow? Schools are getting canceled all over the place. Negative 46?
I saw negative 8.
Right,
so
caller
15 minus
61.
8 would be caller 7.
Caller 61 right now is your chance to win an Iron Jock hat. Caller 61 to win an Iron Jock hat. What?
How did
Where the heck did
How did we
that
get
number
there?
come from?
What do you mean, where did that number come from?
61.
Yeah, caller 61 to win the Iron Jock hat, 844-770-3776.
Your dad was an usher for 15 years.
Negative 46 plus 15, isn't that 61?
I didn't hear Jesse say negative 46. I never heard that, but that's
Well,
okay.
He's trying to be lazy.
Caller
He's trying to be
61.
lazy and get-
Caller
we
61.
got to give the streamers a chance. Got to
Yeah,
give
no
the
doubt.
streamers a chance.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just I didn't.
They're not
I
going
didn't quite.
crazy numbers anymore.
I
So-
wasn't sure how we got there, but I think that's a
I just
great
told
number.
you.
I
just told you how we got there.
I know that now. Any Packers who wore number 61? That doesn't feel like a number that gets issued very often.
Yeah, that's not one that's out
I'll
there.
look into that. Caller 61 844-770-3776. That is our Iron Jock contest. Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Now, I've been telling you for a while now how much I love Pizza Hut participating in their legendary Book It program when I was a kid. I loved it then, and I love making new memories enjoying it with my family today. Well, for a limited time, Pizza Hut's Big New Yorker pizza is just $10. An extra large pizza with 6 huge foldable slices and bold New York-style flavor. Big size, big value, and just $10. Order right now on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. Feed good times, and for a limited time, order a Big New Yorker pizza for just $10. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's no second chances. There's no do-overs. We're definitely primed to take that next step. That's the focus and the goal.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, pain to get to where you want to go.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
The search for the Green Bay Packers' next defensive coordinator is well underway after Jeff Hafley departs Green Bay to become the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Confirmed candidates that will interview with the Packers include Eagles defensive backs coach Christian Parker, Vikings defensive pass game coordinator Durante Jones, former Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon, and plenty more to come. But when it comes to who the Don, Barry Alvarez, thinks the Packers should hire, it's an obvious one.
If I'm out on the floor, I go get the best coach I could get. And that's Jimmy Leonard.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Gruber Law Offices, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Call us today if you've been injured. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Your New Year routine just got a major refresh thanks to Carbless. Staying mindful, Carbless has 0 sugar and 0 carbs. Watching calories? We've got you covered. Still want something bold and delicious? Well, that's our specialty at Carbless. Whether you're out celebrating or settling into post-holiday goals, Carbless keeps things light, fun, and completely guilt-free. Start your 2026 with flavor and no compromise. Celebrate the new year with bold flavor, 0 guilt, and a drink that keeps things light. Happy New Year from Carbless. Let's make your new year feel flawless.
Purchase your tickets, grab some friends, and get to the Sylvie on Thursday, January 29th for Andy North Trivia Night presented by Exact Sciences. Enjoy a fun and inspiring evening of trivia, music, food, and refreshments while helping to raise money for UW Carbone Cancer Center. This fun and inspiring event is hosted by Andy North, and along with the trivia, the lineup includes a silent auction, celebrity appearances, and prizes. Doors open at 6. Visit AndyNorthandFriends.com to buy your tickets. Past year's events have sold out quickly, so get your tickets today.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
When a heart stops, the clock starts. You are the first responder until help arrives. In that moment, 4 minutes equals brain damage. 6 minutes equals too late in an emergency. The first responder is you. We need you. Will you be ready? Learn CPR. Visit heart.org/nation. That's heart.org/nation.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
So I just realized something. We were about to talk about the Freddy Peralta trade, and instead we wound up Tausch's retirement job and what Kluber was envisioned as and what it might become now with the help of Facebook Marketplace. So we still haven't talked about the Freddy Peralta trade, and Ed Helms sucks. Time now, hopefully, to discuss it during Mo Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Yes, sir. Not surprising news, but it still hurt to see it official last night from ESPN's Jeff Passan, friend of show. The Milwaukee Brewers trading Freddy Peralta to the New York Mets for 2 of their top prospects, including Jet Williams. No word on if Jet is short for Jethro or not.
That was so great.
Whoa Nelly follow-up from yesterday. Freddy Peralta, great pitcher for a bunch of years for the Milwaukee Brewers. The ace that the Mets have been saying that they've been in need of. We kind of knew that it was going to be the end of the run for Freddie in Milwaukee. And if you ask me, the Miz is our true ace, and Pat Murphy managed it as such in the playoffs last year all the way to the NLCS. Freddy Peralta's a really good pitcher. I hope he does well with the Mets, but a little bit less well than the Brewers do this season. I think this is the move that the Brewers naturally would make and that they needed to make. And I think it's a good move. And so far, their track record since 2015 has been pretty doggone good getting rid of pitchers at the right time. Tausch?
Well, there you go. The economics of baseball are kind of force Milwaukee's hand.
It's kind of like
they
college
squeezed
football.
everything in essence. But the only thing I would say is this is the last year under this collective bargaining agreement. Things could change. I don't know what they're going to look like, but you can't risk it, and you can't let Freddie walk out the building and not get anything in return. So while I would have loved to have seen Freddie for another year and kind of run this thing back, as we saw a great season last year, this is the way Milwaukee does it. They have established this. This is their culture. And as long as you keep getting it right, and Matt Arnold has gotten it right more often than not, you have to trust. But anytime you take a workhorse and somebody that is as steady, Miz was great for stretches. He also wasn't. You need to have, especially with a young staff, and you just got 2 top prospects, which is great, you need to have that steadying force. I don't know who that's going to be now with this Brewers team, and that'll be the question.
Miz was great in the playoffs. Don't forget that.
I know. I didn't say he wasn't.
I feel bad for Tobias Myers, who wasn't. This is the first I've seen that he was even included in the deal, because the focus was obviously on the 2 prospects that were brought in and the departure of Freddy Peralta. Jet Williams, I still can't believe that they traded for a guy named Jet the day that we discussed whether Jet would be short for Jethro. He is the number 30 ranked MLB prospect. Brandon Sproat was the number 5 prospect in the Mets organization, and according to MLB.com, were figured to play roles for the Mets this season. So both of those guys should wind up playing for the Brewers this season. Jet Williams is a former first-round draft pick who can play shortstop, second base, and center field.
Remind you anyone?
No, who's he remind me of?
Bill Hall.
We will see how that plays out. Jesse, are you excited or sad or both?
I mean, I gave you the stats on Freddy Peralta in the middle of the playoff run last year. Freddy Peralta is a great regular season pitcher. Freddy Peralta is the Matt LaFleur of starting pitchers.
Oh, boy.
Dang.
So he's going to be great for the Mets in the regular season. When they get to the playoffs, I'd love to face him in the wild card round.
Like you personally, you'd like to bat against him?
No, no.
Only in the playoffs, though. Not in the
and
regular
someday,
season,
in his retirement job, if he's pitching for the Mallards, I could play second base behind him, and we'd be fine for an inning, and it wouldn't be a problem.
You're really onto something there. All right, that is Whoa Nelly. It pains me to say this, but I think Jesse might turn out to be right on that. But we'll have to wait and see what he does with the Mets. What we don't have to wait and see is whether or not Gruber Law Offices is the best in the business when it comes to representing you if you've been injured. They've got the track record to prove it, and they've had it for 40 years. So if you ever have to make the call, there's only one call to make. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. That's almost all of the show. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tausch here for Pizza Hut. You know, I've loved Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and now I love making new memories, enjoying it with my family today. For a limited time, Pizza Hut's big New Yorker pizza is just $10. An extra large pizza with 6 huge foldable slices and bold New York-style flavor. Big size, big value, and just $10. Order right now on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, feed good times. For a limited time, order a big New Yorker pizza for just $10. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Indiana's triumphant run to college football prominence sparking a big question. Can the Hoosier model be replicated? Patrick Grayton, co-host of Wilde and Tausch, Mark Tauscher, seeing this as a start of a new wave. While off-field processes need retooling, Tausch on the effects this could have on college football.
Now, instead of it being 5 to 8 teams, maybe, there now is hope. But what we saw last night will be the beginning of a new era.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
What was that?
It was just me or, I got such a bargain. Poorly constructed sofa falling apart.
I just bought you.
Yeah, well, I did just turn 3, I mean, at 67 in sofa years. I am so ready to retire and move to Miami.
I knew I should have listened to my mother and bought that other sofa from Steinhoffel's. It was so strong and comfy.
Tired of furniture that doesn't hold up to its end of the bargain? Steinhoffel's has quality furniture for every style and budget. Relax. It's Steinhoffel's.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Evan Canty and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
The Buffalo Bills have fired head coach Sean McDermott. Sean McDermott did an awesome job in Buffalo, but not good enough. And we have been saying this all year. Sean McDermott should be the coach of an NFL team next year. It should just not be the Buffalo Bills. They have to get someone to win now.
Unsportsmanlike.
Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I was afraid that college would be like high school. I worried about starting over and feeling alone. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I'm part of a community, and I've never felt alone. My instructors have been incredible, and I made so many friends and connections. My advice to others, don't let your fears stop you. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Kick off 2026 strong with Johnson Fitness and Wellness, the largest specialty fitness retailer in the country, with 2 locations right here in Madison. Find the top-rated fitness and strength equipment guided by certified fitness experts who will match the right equipment to your goals, space, and budget. Now during the New Year's sales event, save up to $1,600 on treadmills, up to $2,500 on premium massage chairs, and get free weight plates on select Force USA gyms. Visit Johnson Fitness and Wellness today or shop online at johnsonfitness.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Oh no, look, we're out of time, so Jesse can't take a victory lap on how awesome his Matt LaFleur of starting pitchers line was about Freddy Peralta. When Freddy Peralta throws like a postseason no-hitter for the Mets, make sure you have that audio set.
It'll be his Murph moment. It'll be the same thing as when
hard to do when you're spotting 2 or 3 runs in the first 2 innings all the time.
God, you're so
Boy, hater. How's that hater-hate taste?
Oh, speaking of guys we moved on from at the right time.
Okay. Thanks to
Luke. He's right about that, too.
Yeah.
He's right about that.
That's true. Thanks to Luke Fickell, who joined us. I don't know if you remember that. That was a while ago, it feels like. But he was on the Today's Show, and if you missed it, you can tune in on the ESPN Wisconsin app or on YouTube or anywhere else you get your podcasts. That's it for us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcast